Hi, I'm here in front of this thing that you're familiar with, but another person doesn't. This week on Face Off Hockey Show, we're a day away from the season starting. That means predictions. Hey, we might have a guest. Hey, we might have a couple guests. Hey, who's to say what's going on? I don't know. I just came back from a Black Bears practice. Hashtag we are also Bears. It's Face Off Hockey Show right now.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
Choose your command. You have chosen
the Face Off Hockey Show.
I mean, hockey is my life. I've got on hockey underwear right now.
Face Off Hockey Show. With Scotty Waz. Sean O.
breakaway.
And the P-Boys, Johnny and Mark with the C.
Yeah, baby.
You believe it not? Yes!
Here's your host for the Face Off Hockey Show, Scotty Waz.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. It's Face Off Hockey Show. Hey, there we are on a Tuesday as we do this. There's Johnny P. Look at him. Had to do all the production. This is the production stuff that I'm not privy to usually. So it's good to finally get an inside look at how the sausage is made.
Those of you that think you're going to send us stuff on the live chat,
It ain't happening tonight.
One, I can't respond to you, and two, I didn't bring my glasses.
If I can read it from over here, maybe I'll mention it. If not, Twitter at FOHS Radio.
Twitter, I can keep that up.
Maybe. Whoa, you got the pill?
Yeah,
Nice.
little blue.
Congrats.
Different. Oh, sorry.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Welcome. I'm here in Maryland because there's things to be done tomorrow. I will be at the banner raising of your Washington Capitals after they went ahead and won a Stanley Cup. And they got their rings this week, too.
They got the rings.
Got the rings. Let's go to Scotty's screen. All right.
Whoops.
The only
Here, I'll show them on my phone.
There you go.
Can you guys see my phone?
How about that? Look at that. Looks great.
They look fantastic.
This is the second show we've done this week because we did the In the Draft Face-Off show.
That was fantastic.
With the Roval. 3 hours and 33 minutes of goodness.
3 hours and 33 minutes of I have no idea what I was watching.
Now, guess what? I've watched the sport for a while. I still don't know what the hell that was.
I had so there was definitely a period of time during the Roval that I felt like sleeping might have been a better option. And then all hell broke loose in the last, I don't know, fourth of a mile.
Yeah, no, the last turn. Literally the last turn.
Ah, such a good.
It was a great time had by all.
Yeah.
But we're here. Wow. The mic. I have to get used to a microphone that's not in a stand in front of me.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't have any booms down here.
It's no.
Maybe
boom.
when I finish the basement, I'll put boom mics that come from the ceiling.
You can't see it, folks. It's going great. It's going great behind the camera. It's fantastic. He's got the shelving, the cabinets up, the refrigerator's all nice and brand new.
The
He's got a
refrigerator's
bottle opener.
perfect.
It's great.
There's a bottle opener on it already. There's a bottle. I got a koozie from the Orioles game because I was smart.
You were smart. That was a smart decision.
Smartest decision I made. I should have brought down my Orioles puffy jacket.
You should. No, we got
it's
on
upstairs.
Saturday when we went to the O's game, Juan.
Yeah, well, I mean, so I think we've done. So we did some things together this week.
Mm-hmm.
So Saturday we went to Saturday I had a 1-year-old's birthday party. A tiny human that's been on our show before. He's 1.
Congratulations, Mark. Happy birthday.
Yep. So he turned 1. He screamed at a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
They sang happy birthday to him. He got angry. He yelled at them. He fell asleep 3 minutes later.
Sounds like a work birthday party to me. And that's something I think I would do. In all honesty.
Yeah. I mean, there were a lot of people there. I don't fault the child.
How can you? He's 1. He's not going to remember.
I mean,
this.
there were a lot of people there. We took video, I'm sure, so that he can remember.
Oh yeah, no, the embarrassing.
I'm sure it's on YouTube.
The embarrassing situation when he graduates
Under #Hudson.
Hashtag Hudson and hashtag Hudson.
Yes, obviously.
So hashtag and then the hashtag spelled out and then Hudson. Do it that way.
So that was Saturday, and then I raced from there home in my car,
Mm-hmm.
and Scotty and Jen were here. And we went to the Oriole game. We had VIP parking.
Yeah, we did.
We
The deaths helped us out.
Yeah, Deaths helped us out. We parked right near the stadium. We got some good puffy jackets that were given away. Then we found out the bad news, which turned out to be great news. But apparently you can only sell beer for 4.5 hours after first pitch.
Which sounds weird.
Sounds weird, but since the Saturday was a doubleheader because one of the games earlier in the week got rained out, they started a 4:05 game, which meant we could only drink till 8:30. Well, we got there at like 7. Didn't realize this. After the first game, walked around, getting some food. Matt Death gets a text from Bailey saying, "Hey, beer sales are getting shut down soon." And he's like, "Wait, what?" And we walk up, and so Scotty bought 2 beers.
Mhm.
I mean, just like our slogan, basically. I
Right,
bought
2
2 beers.
Jen bought 2 beers and she didn't
Jen
even drink.
bought 2 beers because she told a friend,
Right, exactly.
and,
Well, we
and
told her and she told
and Death bought 2 beers. So we ended up with 8 beers between 3 of us. Scotty and Death shared the extra 2. But when I got my 2 beers, I decided I was buying a koozie. So I kept 1 beer cold while I was drinking the other beer, which clutch move.
very smart.
There's 0 chance I ever remember this fucking thing anywhere else.
Ever, it's done.
It'll be in my house forever.
Exactly.
Like the next Oriole game I go to, I'm like, damn it, if only I had a koozie.
Man, where's my koozie at? Oh yeah.
But yeah, so within an hour, I think the group of us may have had close to 12 beers.
Yeah, no, it was a marathon.
No, it was definitely a sprint.
Oh, right.
Yeah, the other one.
Right. Yeah.
Other
sure.
way.
I don't know.
So it was a sprint, and then we made it through the rest of the game. The Orioles lost again.
Twice. Two time.
That would be nice if the mute button was up here. That would be smart of me.
You can still do that.
Yeah.
So then Sunday we did some stuff together. We did the in the draft show Roval race, which is on my personal YouTube channel.
Did we get hit at all for that?
I don't know, but I downloaded it before we did.
Perfect.
So, and I put it as unlisted, so they can't search it out. So they have to have the link for that.
Good. Suck at YouTube.
So I guess they can't find it on my YouTube page. They have to ask me for the link.
No, but
No.
if you want to, ask us for the link.
Yeah, and I'm gonna cut it down to the prime parts where we give a crap, which is about 20-30 minutes.
Yeah. Smart.
Then Saturday we had dinner together.
Yeah. Saturday we went out. We saw Stan and Barb. I like how Stan never changes.
Peak Stan. He was very peak Stan in public.
I like it. So he started off pretty tame, and then he made a comment. I don't remember what he made a
It was
comment
about the Orioles' new manager.
No, he made a comment, and I said something like, "Well, you guys never let me pay when I
that's
come
right.
out here," and he's like, "Yeah, and you're not going to this time either." And I was like, "Oh." And it flowed right off his tongue.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
he knew this was going to occur.
He's like, listen, the PG County government and the state of Maryland are paying for this one.
Yeah.
Don't you worry.
Yeah. So we did that. We killed a bunch of crabs.
Oh,
I had at least 8 shrimp. I'm pretty certain they were more than just 1 shrimp.
I think so. They were
There was
combined.
a conglomeration of shrimp
Yeah.
that were fried together as one.
Shrimp eye, I think it is.
Shrimp eye, yes. Yeah.
Shrimpy.
Shrimpy. And then yeah, lots and lots of crab dip and pretzels. And then I called it. I was like, we were leaving, and I was like, I'll be asleep in 30 minutes. And I walked in the house, and I was like, "Oh, you guys are going out?" You're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right, I'll see you."
And 30 minutes later,
I mean, I don't even think you were gone yet before the light was out in my room and I was asleep.
that's probably about right. I think we were still milling around trying to get stuff together for duck pen. So there was that. So yeah,
Yeah, and then you guys went out to bowl.
we went out to bowl and we haven't seen you, I think, since then.
No, no. I was actually, so it's funny because I was going to be like, I was going to ask you before the show, like, hey, when were you guys leaving again? And I forgot. And then I'm just assuming that you're going to go to the Caps game tomorrow. I'm going to come home and there's going to be like a note that's like, hey, thanks. And you won't be here.
Oh no, we leave Thursday morning. So
That's what I mean. So I
Yeah.
won't even see you again.
yeah, no,
So tonight,
yeah, exactly. Essentially.
cheers.
Hey, I just almost listened to my microphone. It's weird sitting in these chairs. I'm not gonna lie to you.
The chairs are small.
They
Well,
are.
I mean, they fit me.
I have a large fat ass. I
Well,
think
you
that's-
can use both chairs if you'd like.
I can. But
Jen's
then
not
I have to
coming
pay
down.
for an extra seat.
I'll go upstairs and get another table if you want a
Nah,
table.
we're good. We are good to go.
I have tables in this house.
Tables.
And chairs.
And a lot of glass, too.
Why does you...
What is this?
At least this week, it's not telling me that the Face Off Hockey Show has started.
Right? That'd be fantastic if it did.
No, it did last week.
Oh, that's great. So Johnny, we haven't seen him because we went to the ocean yesterday. Jen and I had to basically pry her off the beach because she enjoyed it so much. Which I did too. It was a good day. Like we've had good weather when we were down here, thank God. So
you can tell that AJ is listening because he's following me on Twitter now.
Nice, it's good.
Yeah. He looks very regal in his Twitter picture. Look at that.
Look at that. Sharp dressed man right there.
Tie. Still, he looks like Jesus if Jesus had a suit.
If Jesus was a businessman or a personal injury lawyer.
With a suit.
It's Stephen L. Miles. Jesus H. Christ. Let's talk about it.
AJ's the man.
Love AJ. So yeah, we went to the ocean yesterday. We went to the things Johnny went to. The thing that really shook me was flying out of Grand Forks on Saturday morning at 5. First off, we got there at 4 o'clock because our flight was at 5 a.m. because timing. It was 27 degrees when I left for Grand Forks.
All right.
And I got here, it was like probably 70s, mid 70s, I think. So that was fun. Yep, we did all the things Johnny said we did. Went to the ocean yesterday and then went to the Black Bears practice today. So that was something. Now I love Murray and the guys. First off, shout out to Murray Gunty and Ryan Scott for allowing us to go into the practice facility. Ryan showed me around the entire locker room and what they're building. There actually is a Piney Orchard 2 rink. Thank God for that. They've actually built it. It's actually going to be done by December. And they gave us some swags, which is pretty cool. Now this is the one that we've been talking about. So this is one of the shirts. This is their introduction shirt. Look at all the a lot of product that I don't think they have the rights to. And
I'm pretty certain you can put 1788 on it though.
Sure, 1788, the Skylines, the Chesapeake Bridge, but the Orioles logo, the Terps logo, the Ravens logo, I think that's a little, I don't know. Also, Deep Creek Lake, I don't think that's really that big of a tourist attraction. Who am I to say?
It's also what, 4 hours from here?
Yeah, well, so is the ocean, for that matter.
I guess so.
Trying to Chesapeake Bay, summertime, and then on the back it has the schedule, which is really cool. I like the schedule and stuff. And those jerseys, as good up close as they are in the pictures that you took. They're on our Facebook page. So
yeah.
I mean, it's really,
I did take some good pictures.
You did, and it was a good time had by all. So yep, they were very welcoming. I could talk to Coach Clint Mullamuck, and that will be on the Chesapeake Hockey Week, which I think I'll tape after this show here.
Oh, that's why Jen's sleeping.
What's that?
Oh, she's not on that one.
No, she's not.
She just didn't want to talk to us.
She's tired. She's a tired girl. She's sleeping great on the waterbed that you have up there in the guest room.
You guys should just take it home with you.
Essentially, like we'll just take it home and bring it back when we need to. We could check that, right? That's under 50 pounds.
Yeah, well,
the water out.
No, maybe.
Well, maybe. Who's to say? So yeah, that was that. We did it, and we go home. We do DC tomorrow, and we go home Thursday, and real life starts up again Friday. Well, my overnights. I got a weekend coming up, Johnny.
You have a weekend?
Got a weekend coming up. Overnight weekend coming up. I still think I have like seminars to go to and my flu shot. Hey, an Oyo that I won is arriving in the mail soon. Congratulations to me. All right. Bless you, Jesus.
Thanks. Bless you, Jesus.
Bless you, Jesus. So yeah, had some fun stuff. And now,
should I play music?
I think you should play some music.
I don't know what the rundown is.
That's fine. Here's the rundown. See it? How about that?
Looks great.
Well, it looks fantastic.
Same as normal.
Same as it ever was.
See what condition my condition was in. Yeah, oh yeah, what condition my condition was in.
Kenny Rogers still alive?
I think so.
Okay, good for him.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Thank you, Kenny. Injury report. Mike Green. He's got a virus attacking his liver. He's out for the start of the season.
That sounds awful.
Not great. Not great. Torrey Cruz got an ankle issue. He is going to be reevaluated in 3 weeks, so he is out for that amount of time. Jacob De La Rose of the Canadians. Cardiac episode is what they're calling it. He is out indefinitely. That's not great. It's not great for business. Scott Darling, lower body injury. He is out 2 weeks. The Carolina Hurricane season just going great already.
Should be fine. They have a backup goalie.
Yeah, Peter Mrazek.
Oh
And they
yeah, he's
also-
been great.
And they also got what's his name? McElhaney. Curtis McElhaney off of waivers today. Dustin Brown, broken finger. He is out indefinitely. Oscar Sundqvist, he's got a concussion. He's out indefinitely. And because of that, it seems that it seems that Mr. Thomas Wilson will be called to the floor.
Oh,
Tommy, can you hear me?
Tommy Wilson. I
And-
heard I drafted him too.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
David Klemko, Bagel, is got a knee injury. He is out 6 weeks. So, what else is going on, Johnny? You produced this show really well,
I produce on the fly sometimes.
obviously.
We have a
Wait,
we have a
the
tiny
the NHL show,
yeah. What?
the NHL on the Fly show.
Yes.
Okay,
I produce on the fly
congrats.
on NHL
It
Network.
doesn't take like a monkey. can
But
do
we
that.
have a tiny Australian on the show.
So someone who is part of both Commonwealths.
Yes.
Okay.
I like how long it took you to remember where I was actually from there in that scenario.
Well, no. I was trying to put it together, and I couldn't figure out how to put it together. So I was like, I'm gonna say something, and I'm gonna
It's
hope
like
for the best.
something from
But
IKEA.
It's my show, so I can say whatever the fuck I want.
That's true. That's true.
I
Ladies and
thought
gentlemen,
it was a funny show.
that's somebody's show.
He's the host. I produce it.
Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, the Snuggle Bear. Snuggle Bear, how you doing?
I was sitting
We
here
are also
wearing this.
bears. Hashtag we are also bears.
I was sitting here wearing this and was like, you should probably like get like just because I have a hoodie on. And I was like, no, I'm cold and like I'm wearing a bear costume and I don't care anymore.
That sounds like most of my life. Just need minus the bear costume.
Oh, Saskia told me she's just chilling there in silence, so she was going to come
Well,
on
I
the show.
didn't want to interrupt your like
Yeah.
look at people who were injured or a variety of things. Though several of them I were like, oh, you still play in the NHL? Okay, that's a new thing for me to find out.
Yeah, no, it's kind of weird. I get
This is so bad because now everyone can see me dying because you're talking.
I know, right? Jen's like that way too, and she's like, wait, this person's still around. I'm like, just stick to history. When their career is finally over,
Yeah.
then you can talk about them more.
When their career is over or someone has died, she's like locked in, loaded.
Exactly.
ready to-
Here we go. This is my time to shine. So what is up, Sasky? How have you been?
I mean, look, I've probably had like better 3 months of my life.
Sure.
But we're doing okay and gainfully but yeah, not a whole lot happening on this here parts of the world. It is just obviously as most of North America, it has gotten cold here, which is why I'm wearing 26 layers because
It was 84 degrees here today, and it was fantastic.
It is. It's beautiful down here. You should come visit.
Yeah.
I don't even know what
weather.
I don't know what 84 degrees is. Like that's not actually a temperature.
20 something, 20 degrees.
Well, let's see. 32, 0, right? And then Sean's math.
Right.
I'm going to say
It's 28 according to
it's
the
probably
app on
like
my
50
phone.
Celsius.
28.
Like at least 50.
At least 50 Celsius.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just never understand America's insistence that Fahrenheit is still a functional like weather like temperature system when the rest of the world has been like, actually no, this is dumb.
That's fine. That's why we do it.
That's true.
Which seems like a terrible reason to do something, but okay, like I see how well that's
Again,
working.
my show.
Listen, reality TV stars being hired as the heads of state was a Canada thing first. So as a half Canadian, I can only say that. Oopsie.
Man.
Who was the Canadian?
Trudeau. He
Oh,
was
is
on
he
like
a
Canadian Idol. I think it was,
okay,
he was a reality host.
that does not even count.
He hosted E! News Daily, I think.
It's like having Carson Daly as our president.
Carson
Is he-
Daly probably
did
could
he
do a
run?
better job.
Listen, we're making America great again, one power at a time.
I'm so attached to my chair.
Your monitors.
See, I don't have to when I'm this close to the fridge.
Well, listen, sorry for bothering you and showing up. You know, we're friends. Oh, nice. Misfit Red. I've dated one of those before. Yeah, so yeah, the past 3 months have not been great for you, obviously. They've upgraded to someone who had Maple Leafs bed sheets. So I think that was your biggest biggest mistake.
I mean, yeah, they just weren't readily available in country Australia. You know, being 1 billion degrees Celsius at all times with no naturally occurring ice.
I was gonna say penal colony. That was because it was a penal colony. They couldn't get the designer sheets. Sean's not here. I have to keep up the damn slack.
Yeah, somebody, right? Somebody always has to bring up the penal colony and how he took Saskia to Outback when she was here.
That was the best thing you've ever done.
That's still the only time I've ever been to Outback Steakhouse.
You're not missing much. Not really.
That's because you grew up there.
That's true.
Yeah, true. It was both nearly the Outback and there was plenty of steakhouses. Just no blooming onions.
I can't read that.
See, something about, I don't know. Eddie's talking about penals. That's kind of, I don't think we can do that.
No, he
redacted it. That's a shame. Jesus, John. So what is the plan now, Miss Stewart?
The plan now is to find a different job, hopefully here in Toronto. A permanent residency is currently hanging out with the Canadian government at the moment. So
do you want us to put in a good word for you?
I mean, that would be appreciated because
Scotty's at least half Canadian, so he should get a half vote.
At least half Canadian.
It's not like a stock. I have a passport that says I'm available. I am from that country. So I do have residency there.
So that means you can vote in both elections?
I can vote in both. Actually, I can. I can go up to Winnipeg.
That's more than I can. I can't vote in Canada or Australia anymore.
Let's put it this way. At least you didn't have to get married to get the permanent residency. So you got that ahead of yourself.
Permanent residency yet.
Well, I had to start the conversation. I had to get married before even applying.
I saw the proposal.
See, I have a overly large amount of university degrees, and I've been here long enough that they're like, "Hey, here's
fine.
We're gonna start and a lot of money,
more taxes from you."
Yeah. Well, it's about the same tax, just that you won't have to freak out every 2 years.
Well, that's good. Don't like to freak out every 2 years.
All right.
So what's the deal with the women's hockey leagues not wanting to combine together? Go.
Oh my gosh, that I love how. Okay, here's my 2 cents worth on it. I don't think the 2 women's hockey leagues not wanting to combine together is not because the 2 women's hockey leagues think that there shouldn't be 1 women's hockey league. It's the fact that you have 2 leagues that have come from different perspectives and different starting points, who have different beliefs in how a league should be built and structured, and are yet at this point in time unable to come to an agreement about how that should be done moving forward. Both leagues are doing what they believe is to be the best thing for the game moving forward, and both are within their rights to do so. And that's my 2 cents on that. I mean, the best case scenario is that potentially that the NHL works with these leagues to merge themselves and with the league and be able to grow with a stronger financial basis. However, that's still yet to be seen how they do that, and whether the NHL does want to take the lead on that or pony up the money, or whether the NHL is the right people to lead that beyond the deep pockets they have. And you can tell I've given that spiel before.
So I understand the NHL thing, right?
Yeah,
it works. It works in MLS.
It works in WNBA.
It's shown to work in MLS. It's working in WNBA.
The MLS doesn't run the NWSL though.
They don't run the league. However, there are many MLS teams that have NWSL teams.
But they work in the same way that the W League in Australia works, where the leagues themselves co-brand and share publicity, but they don't necessarily run or governed by the leagues. So whilst there is some, the NWSL is funded by USA Soccer, Mexico Soccer, and I believe in a part Canadian Soccer too.
Johnny,
and this is the 3rd iteration of the NWSL in 10 years.
At least.
Yeah.
So what I was going to say is that the NHL doing this could work because there's a blueprint for it in the United States. There also is the WNBA that is actually run by the NBA, but is played in the off season.
Yes.
So the problem that I see with a lot of this, though, is space. Like, at what point it works fine for MLS, right? For the MLS teams that have NWSL teams, because a lot of them have their own stadiums.
Mhm.
So when you get to a point where there's an arena that now is trying to figure out how to fit 4 teams in the same facility, along with whatever concerts, blah, blah, blah,
Sure.
other stuff. I'm sure there are plenty of dates to go around, but at some point that becomes a logistical nightmare, I would think.
I don't think any iteration of women's hockey at this point is built on the idea that they should instantly be in NHL arenas. Do they deserve to be? Of course. These are the best players in the world. But it is much better to have an arena that seats 2, 5, 7, 10,000 that you are selling out every night, that you have lower overheads for, and you are able to turn a profit or at least break even on a league, rather than playing to a empty but full-sized arena and losing money. You just have to look at the amount of professional men's teams in any level of sport that cannot bring in attendance numbers, which means they lose sponsorship numbers and they're losing money. Any professional women's sporting team needs to be built from the ground up, learning from the mistakes of something like the WNBA or the NWSL, where they got too big too fast and didn't build a solid basis to grow from. Right now, people want to see these female athletes be treated how they deserve, to be able to make money and a living playing the game. And I think the more that happens and the more that they are given publicity and people come, these will grow. 10 years, 20 years, 30 years from now, could we see 20,000 people a game for a full season? Amazing. But that's such a far down the track part of what they're trying to achieve. They're not trying to pay them like NHL players tomorrow. The people who work in women's sport or female athletes are not unrealistic of the reality that they're faced with, but they're just trying to do each day a bit better and a bit more than what they've done before.
Practice rinks. Just have them at practice rinks. That's where you start. Because those areas.
Piney Orchard has 2 rinks.
Piney Orchard now has 2 rinks.
But how many people can you sit there?
I was joking. It's like 750 people.
Exactly.
Sell out.
Most practice rinks, and that's where a lot of.
Well, no, I wasn't talking about a practice rink. This is like a local
NAHL rink.
The NAHL rink.
But a lot of people have put forward and has suggested, they put them in practice rinks, and there really isn't. The Toronto Furies are really lucky because they play out of the same center that the Marlies and the Leafs practice out of, but they play on the Olympic ice surface, which seats about, I want to say, 1,000 people.
That's Canada too. That's Canada. And Canada is going to support hockey. They actually care about their hockey a little bit more than, I don't know, say Carolina.
But they do. But these are still, if Canada cared as much about women's hockey as the people think it does, I think women's hockey would be further along the path than it is. They care a lot in comparison to some other places, but it's still not as much as maybe people kind of almost colloquially think it is.
That's fair.
All right.
So one league ruled them all. That's what Saskia Stewart says, and that's where I agree. One league to rule them all.
No one suggests. No one, even the leagues themselves, suggest one league to rule them all is not the best idea. Just how they get there is where they disagree.
Can't you allow them to draft points? So point 1 goes to the Canadian team. They're like, we want to pay players this. And they're like, all right, I don't really agree with it, but that's fine. I get the second draft. Second draft pick of the draft goes to the US. And then they're like, all right, this is my top point. And then you just put together 15 top points. And you're like, all right, these are the best 7 from both leagues.
Oh, I love how you think this all works. Also, I love that you think getting to pay female athletes is because people have decided this is how much that they're going to pay them, rather than this being just how much money these leagues have or do not have. You know, no one's sitting around on a stack pile of cash being like, we're going to keep it rather than pay it. That's not happening.
Well, no, I mean, one of the leagues, right, when it was founded, said that they wanted to pay their players, while the other league did not.
It was the NWHL that wanted to pay players, whereas the CHL was already at that point established, I believe, for a few years, and it was not the it was not a pay, and they started paying their players.
That was like their main point when they started their league, was like, hey, we're going to pay our players. And I mean, at some point, you kind of feel like, okay, I understand, like professional sports, you should be being paid to play a professional sport, no matter what it is.
Completely.
I mean, it could be professional, like ping pong, or professional, like Scrabble. If you're in a professional type of atmosphere, you should be able to be paid to do what you do. If that's all you do all day long, I get paid to sit in front of a computer screen and fix computer problems all day long.
There you go. I get paid to do surgeries.
He's a surgery specialist.
Yeah. So.
I think
Sasuke wears bear suits.
The point you're missing is that professional athletes do not, professional female athletes do not get paid because the people do not value them. Female hockey fans value female hockey players. People that run women's hockey leagues value female hockey players. But that passion and the belief in them and all of that doesn't make money appear. And maybe some leagues are further on that path than others. Some leagues were further down that path and have moved back away from that because of the realities and certain things and projections not working out and all of those things. But you cannot pay people money they deserve even if you don't, or you cannot pay people money you don't have even if they deserve it. And that's awful. Like that's the worst part of it, because they do deserve, every athlete deserves more. But unfortunately, that belief doesn't always make it easy to find that money, or to make external sponsors consider putting money behind the league, or people purchasing tickets, or TV revenues, or TV broadcast numbers, or TV deals, or all those things that lead up to the kind of pot that the money comes out of.
Sportsnet needs to step up. Saskia Stewart 2018. That is what she has said. TV sponsors, get on it. No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Look at this guy.
Look at this. What's this guy? Why are you not wearing a Snuggie, Sean Leahy?
Is this the Gritty fan club meeting?
Hashtag Gritty fan club.
We canceled
Googly eyes for all.
Hi, Sasky.
Hi.
What a welcoming by Sean Leahy. NBC Sports Zone, Sean Leahy.
You like how Mark isn't here?
This is my favorite kind of show.
Mark's, I think, 3 weeks away from coming back from suspension.
He's been suspended for a while.
Yeah, he's been suspended for a bit.
I think 18 years. Something like
that. No, it's 17 now.
Okay, 17. All right.
17 left. Countdown clock is on.
Depends
on
everybody ready to college.
I like how, but you're insinuating that children stop being their parents' responsibility at 18, which you should know is untrue, Scott.
Oh yeah, no, I know that. But the point is this.
Yeah, but I don't have kids.
I still call my mother having a crisis like at least once a week, and she's like, "You're 29." I'm like, "Yep."
I don't know. My parents send me stuff just for the hell of it. Like they sent me a car recently.
They did send you a car.
Yeah, they sent me a car.
So Sean Leahy, how is Long Island treating you?
It's hot today, muggy.
Better yet, how is the?
Look how cold it is in Toronto.
It's not so much that if Toronto was this cold. It's just that my house doesn't have the heating turned on, and I live underground, and it's very cold.
And Saskia went outside and killed an actual bear. Now is wearing its pelt.
Yeah, I mean, I had to pay $12 for this at the secondhand store.
Poor Carlton. That poor Carlton. That's all I'm gonna say.
Carlton's the
Take that-
best bear.
Take the rage out. Sean Leahy also was on NBC Sports Campus.
So how come you're are you planning on coming down to the
Look at him. Does he
weed
look
smelling
like he's-
DC tomorrow?
Is he? You think he's going to be there when the
I was gonna-
champions banner is
I mean, I was
raised?
going
When
to be
the
standing on the side of
when
the
the
street
picture of
waiting for him, like
Evgeny
last time.
Kuznetsov waving his bird arm as the banner saying "We beat the Penguins" next to the Stanley Cup banner is up there? You think he's going to come down for that?
I hope they put up a "We beat the Penguins" Stanley banner next to it.
I actually watched that montage that you posted earlier. I think
That's how I knew that you were looking at stuff on Twitter.
it was the welcome to the Black Parade Capitals montage, and I was like really getting into it, and then I realized it was a 13-minute montage.
Yep. Sorry.
And then I sat there and watched all 13 minutes because there was a lot of the like when the Leafs got eliminated, I just pretended hockey didn't exist for a while after that, and I've gone back to that.
That's my
but
normal.
there was all of this stuff where I was like, "Oh, that happened. Oh, that happened." Or I remember when they nearly lost, and then I was in Mexico for most of the Vegas series, so I never had seen it. And I was so hyped, and I was sitting here, and there was tears, and I was like watching Ted celebrate, and then I was.
And you're wearing his
I
pelt
remembered
now.
I remembered I really liked hockey, and here I am.
It's funny about this that like I did a lot of that as well, except I was very drunk at the time.
You kind of were.
There was a lot of crying. There was a lot of
Oh, I'm just soft.
So I am too.
no. I was definitely crying. I was just extremely drunk.
I am too, but people call me portly. Sean, so you're not coming down.
Yeah, what the heck?
Fact joke. So what's wrong with what's up with that? We're in town again, Jen and I, and she's protesting the show because you're on.
She did protest.
Only one ginger is allowed, or is that the rule?
She dyed her hair purple just so she didn't have to be like you, because she knew you weren't going to show up.
And we knew Hudson wasn't going to be here because it was his birthday.
Exactly. So what? NBC broke the budget on Doc, and you can't come down anymore.
Look, man, NBC is great. It's the best hockey programming out there. Can't beat it. So much good content coming up this year. You know, so many good games.
I do believe that.
Are they going to give you a microphone and stand you in front of a video camera again?
No, not until maybe the final again.
Can we get an NBC Sports Presents The Leahy Lair as a podcast?
Ooh,
free idea.
I'm not a podcast host. I'm a guest. I'm a good guest. I'm like Ed McMahon. I'm a good guest or a good, sidekick. Yeah. Got 9 years of experience doing that.
Yeah.
Is that how long you've known us?
No, he's talking about Greg too.
Oh.
He's known us longer than that because he was in the Teddy Roosevelt costume skating around the Islanders, right?
That's true. I still have pictures of that.
Hashtag pop jocks. Perfect. You can join us for this. It's our Patreon pick, ladies and gentlemen. That's right.
Patreon. We have 4 people that can do the Patreon pick now.
Woo! Patreon pick, ladies and gentlemen. You go to patreon.com/faceoff hockey show. You donate money to us, and if you get in the right tier, you can help choose a segment. You can be like Matthew, Damon, Mark, Trista, Jeff, Kevin, Ethan, Chris, Mitch, Brian, Angela, and Sean. I don't know who that Sean guy is.
Sean guy?
I'm sure he's handsome as hell.
This Patreon thing is for people with jobs.
Exactly.
I was assuming that it was Sean spelled SHJON.
It's actually SHAWON. Shawan. It's Shawan Dunston from the Chicago Cubs.
Sean.
You can be there. Patreon.com/faceoff hockey show. Help us, help you, help you, help us. This week, 5 bold predictions going into the 2018-19 season.
Wow, and I can do quick math. That gives us 20.
20 topics. And if Lyle jumps in, we can get his exchange. Well, actually, if we get Sasky's exchange rate, that's 28.
Ooh, right. Because it's Celsius.
Yep. Bold prediction, the first from me. Caps aren't going to repeat. Is that bold? I don't know if that's bold. I'm starting off early.
Bold?
It's bold and spicy. Yeah, I don't think the Caps are going to repeat. As much as I love them, they kind of petered out. They got their ring. I'm happy with it. Johnny, your bold prediction number 1.
Bold prediction number 1. And the sad part. So the interesting part, right beforehand, I was like, Scotty, I haven't seen a rundown. He's like, yeah, I didn't send it out. And I go, that's fine because I don't read it anyway. And he's like, here's the Patreon pick for tonight. And he told me like 45 minutes ago. At no point did I think about it. I'm just thinking about it now.
Guess what? I didn't tell either of these guys either.
Yeah. But they're guests. I'm producing the damn thing. Let's see. Bold prediction number 1. My first bold prediction is the Vegas Golden Knights make it back to the conference final.
Oh, that's a good pick. That's a bold prediction. I like it. That's bold.
Yeah. And they play the Sharks.
There you go. They're also Bears. Saskia Stuard.
I was going to go a women's hockey prediction that I think Montreal will win the Clarkson Cup this year. I don't know if that's bold or just common sense, but it's still my prediction.
It's bold that we have a women's hockey prediction here.
Okay.
Because we wouldn't have gotten that. I don't pay much attention to it.
Yeah, the team has Hillary Knight and Marie-Philippe Poulin on the team.
Oh, that's pretty deadly, actually.
Yeah.
I saw the picture of them.
We got.
I think they do still. Yeah.
I stopped following women's hockey when North Dakota killed their team.
Oh.
So that was.
Aren't they getting sued for that again?
No. Like it's not going to hold up.
No.
Because they killed swimming teams too, both men's and women's, and men's golf, baseball. It was a Title IX thing.
They equitably killed teams.
Yeah, pretty much put them at. Hey, baseball in March. That's a smart idea in North Dakota. Idiots. Sean Leahy, your bold prediction. Go first.
I don't know, are these bold? Actually, all right. I got
give
a
us
bold one.
lukewarm predictions if you'd like.
No, this is a bold one because we're going to reveal our picks tomorrow on Pro Hockey Talk.
Oh, a preview. This won't go up till
but
Thursday.
No one listens to the show till after it'll be out.
So when they hear my predictions in August,
yeah, exactly.
So
there's going to be one show that I'm going to hold off on purpose, just for like 6 months.
There will be 5 teams coming out of the Central Division that will make the playoffs. One of those teams will not be the St. Louis Blues.
Ooh, wow, that's pretty bold. That's pretty bold.
Look, Ryan O'Reilly,
David Perron
are good pieces. Brayden Shen, can he do that again? That rhymed.
Oh, that rhymed.
But the big issue for
like
me,
Eminem.
the big issue for me, and it's like a historical thing, is that the Blue. I want the Blues to win. I like the Blues. Let me get that on record. I like the Blues. I like Tarasenko. I like Jaden Schwartz. I like Colton Parayko. But every year, they just disappoint. Whether it's in the regular season or in the first or second round, they just crap out. And now, on top of those historical issues, you have the whole situation with Jake Allen. And Carter Hutton's not there to bail him out anymore. And Chad Johnson's not the same Chad Johnson as he was a couple years ago when he had the good year in Buffalo or Calgary. So if Jake Allen can't get his shit together, this can be doomsday for the Blues.
Oh.
Bold prediction the second.
All right, go ahead. You're first.
Shea Weber will not play more than 20 games this year as the Montreal Canadiens captain.
Wow.
Again, not that bold. He's injured for like 6 months.
Yeah, that seemed like an aggressive move to me. Like I felt like you could have named someone else captain, like an interim captain maybe, or named like 14 assistant captains, and then when he came back, been like, we got our captain back.
There you go.
That seemed bold. Number 2 for me. Number 2, I'm gonna say that the Philadelphia Flyers make the playoffs.
Oh, that's good.
I'm gonna say that I really like. I mean, I've been on their bandwagon for a couple years now. I really like watching Provorov play. I think that bringing JVR back into the mix will help. I think they just need to figure out that goalie situation, and they picked up one off waivers today.
Did they now?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, that's right.
Flyers need a goalie.
Flyers need Flyers need a goalie. Flyers the new boss.
Well, Flyers have a goalie, but he's just in the AHL because he's 12.
Well, these things happen.
Michael Neuver?
Saskia, your bold pick, number the deuce.
Okay, so I don't actually have any other bold predictions or any predictions because I've spent 3 months pretending hockey doesn't exist that much, and I'm just like,
Bold prediction. Saskia believes hockey doesn't exist.
Bold prediction, not bold, but the Leafs power play will be very, very good. Because I saw it in person the other day, and it was very, very good. In a
that.
All right.
scary, scary way.
Sean Leahy.
The Calder Trophy winner will come from the Buffalo Sabres, but it'll be Casey Middlestat.
Oh,
That's bold.
Oh, I knew
That's-
it. I knew that there's a swerve. Like, so there's always a swerve with Sean Leahy. He's like, all right, I want Grey Goose and Sprite, and then I bring it back, and he's like, I told you no fucking fruit. Always a twist with this guy.
I need some ranch. That was so bold.
See,
that's good. That's a good bold pick.
You got to have a little swerve there. But look, he had a little audition last year, right? Got the 6 games in. We know how much talent he showed in his high school days. And he's joining what's
juniors.
Going to be an improved Sabres team. Maybe he's playing with Kyle Okposo. That could be a good little tandem. We'll see where Phil Housey slots him on opening night. But Dahlin's obviously going to be great. But we know how tough it is for young rookie defensemen. Not everyone's Drew Doughty and can really dominate things when they're 18, 19 years old. So maybe he will. But I think, and obviously the Calder, if you're betting on whether the Calder goes to a forward or defenseman, odds are going to lead towards a forward just because they can put up more points most of the time. So we'll see what Dahlin does, but I really like Middlestat's situation there in Buffalo, and he should be getting better as the Sabres team improves as well this year.
Pretty bold.
Pretty bold. Pretty bold.
Bold pick number 3.
Okay.
UC Saros will get more games in than Pekka Rinne.
Oh, that's why I picked him in the last round of my fantasy draft.
I think it's Saros' time. Pekka Rinne has been good. It's been okay. Got him to a cup final. It's time to change. Changing of the guard right now. This is the Oli Kolzig Cristobal way situation.
Oh.
Minus Cristobal way leaving after that next year. But it's a passing of the torch. Here you go, UC Saros, my Finnish friend. Take it away with your U's and umlauts.
Umlaut. Do.
You.
Love that song.
It's great.
Since no one will see these are right or not. I'm
tasting these. We're at the end of the year.
I am going to say my bold pick number 3 is Henrik Lundqvist gets traded this year.
Ooh, that's bold, but I like it.
Ooh,
I like it.
that is bold.
See, she loves it. She's bold. She's bundled
See?
up. It's warming her up, but she's so cold. But that was a bold pick.
Yeah,
that was almost a hot take.
That's. I mean, not.
There
not
was like 4
extremely
different Henrik Lundqvist warming up jokes that kind of came through my head just then, and I decided I'd just let them keep going.
Yeah, you should probably not be warming up from the waist. Oh, wait, what?
His eyes, his hair, and those tight pants of his. Those are warming up.
Yep, slim suit too.
No Brian Boyle, but he's there.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Speaking of Brian Boyle, I watched 2 episodes of the Behind the Glass on the NHL Network this week.
Yeah, prominently.
It was fantastic. I mean, they talked to him because it was about the cancer diagnosis and him coming back and all that stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Saskia, you have a bold pick?
I have as
Of
little
life?
bold picks as I did from
As
the previous
life?
time you asked us.
All right, cool.
Is it about Toronto FC?
That they're a bit garbage at the moment, but they looked really good on the weekend. But that just makes me think that the Revolution must be even worse.
They are.
But on the
So-
plus side, who cares if you
Revolutions are
suck
terrible.
when you already won the championship the previous year? Like, it could be worse. You could just suck.
Woo! There goes Cap
completely.
fans.
Yeah.
That's all Cap
Yeah,
fans this
yeah.
season. Who cares
It's
if
when
we
people are like,
we
you
won
feel
the
bad that
championship
your
last
team
year.
is garbage. You're like, yeah, but at least we're garbage and we won. Whereas previously we were just garbage.
I have to say, I heard that the New England was so bad that the ESPN pulled their last game, so the Revolution won't be televised. Sean,
Oh,
you're.
how about a
gotta follow-
revolution?
I gotta follow that.
I know. There's only way to go. You can go for that.
waiting for that.
I
I
said,
was
yeah.
waiting to see where that
he said
went.
right. I said revolution. I can't sing anymore. We're gonna get flagged.
Yeah, we are. You're too good.
Too good.
The second coach fired, because I'm actually already on record saying that Todd McClellan will be the first coach fired. The second coach fired, which should happen probably between Thanksgiving and Christmas, will be a man you both know pretty well, Mr. Bruce Boudreau in Minnesota.
Oh.
Because that team is the same as last year. And it's
No, but
not
they added
good.
2 caps though.
I got confused twice just then because I was like, Thanksgiving is on Monday, and then I thought you were making a Manchester United joke.
Yeah, so that was going to be my fourth one now, was that Jose Mourinho will get fired
I was like,
before
I'm pretty sure
Christmas.
Jose Mourinho is getting fired.
Canadian Thanksgiving's made up anyway. It doesn't really count.
That's true. The Pilgrims never landed there.
I'm Australian, so we don't even do Thanksgiving, so I don't give a damn.
Exactly.
Their
But you'd be
Father's Day is
surprised
like
how many
in
people ask
August.
me why Australia don't celebrate Thanksgiving, and I'm like,
Because you were forced to be on the island. You never succeeded from anyone.
There's nothing to harvest there except nightmares.
Hey, hashtag gritty.
Stay gritty, everybody.
no.
Just sit back and enjoy your Tim Tams. Those are good.
I'm gonna eat all of the pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie. You can have my slice.
I was like 20 before I had pumpkin pie for the first time, and it was good.
Pumpkin's terrible. Just in life.
Not as bad as turkey. Turkey's awful.
Right. Listen, everybody. I hope you enjoyed Sasky's last appearance on the Face Off
Bye,
Hockey Show.
guys.
After this one, Jesus, turkey's terrible. Get the hell out of here with that bear suit. Bold prediction number the 4th. The Vancouver Canucks will have more wins than the Edmonton Oilers.
Wow.
That's kind of bold.
Yeah.
Brock Besser will have 48 goals, and they'll forget about the Sardines until they ban a razor or whatever. But I believe
And
more
one
in the
of,
Canucks.
one of the Sundins gets run over being the school crossing guard at his daughter's school.
Yeah, these things happen. Gritty is Yowie from the Australia Outback. Does that mean anything, Sasky?
Gritty, the term is Yowie.
Yeah.
It's like a mythological kind of like creature that lives in outback Australia. Yes, Gritty is. That's very accurate and also terrifying. But the Yowie probably knows not to go near Barstool Sports, which Gritty seems to have not learned. But
See, I
So
thought-
does Yowie is he close to the White Marsh Outback or the one in Baltimore?
I think the one in Glenbury.
There's a Glenbury
I-
Outback?
Yeah, it's right by Herondale Mall. Or the old Herondale Mall. By the way, I thought it said...
whichever one doesn't serve bloomin' onions.
Oh, they all serve.
They all serve bloomin' onions.
By the way, I thought it said Yahweh.
No, AJ's not on yet.
I'm like, yes, Gritty is Flyer Jesus. Johnny.
Fire
okay.
Jesus.
He's dying.
I don't know how bold it is. But I'm gonna say that the Edmonton Oilers make the playoffs this year.
Kind of bold. Because you don't know what the Mirage was. Was it last year or was it the year before when they actually made the playoffs?
See?
That's a bold
It's
a
a
bold pick.
50-50 chance, I'm sure.
All right.
That's what people tell me.
Got a Canadian winter bold pick there, Sasky?
But
Warmer
it will be very cold.
cold. Okay.
Well, are you saying warmer than last year or colder than last year?
Then opposed to last year.
Yeah, I wouldn't know because it gets to anything below 0, and I'm just like, oh fuck, it's cold. It's not
that's
really
good,
like a degrees of cold. It's just cold or not cold.
Hey, it snowed in Calgary today, so you're doing pretty well for yourself. Sean Leahy.
What? Let's see. Another bold pick. How about the Blue Jackets
Mm-hmm.
will get John Tavares and keep Panarin and Bobrovsky through the trade deadline because they'll have no choice because they'll be a playoff team, a team that could make a run in the Eastern Conference.
Wait, hold on a second. What was that first statement?
I have a question.
They're gonna get
Question.
Tavares. They're gonna keep.
How did they get
Bobrovsky.
Tavares?
No, they're gonna get Tavares. The apostrophe.
I was
okay.
like, how are they
Okay.
trading for Tavares? Because this is amazing.
I
And
thought that was the boldest pick of them all.
And I had no idea that John Tavares had Columbus Blue Jackets sheets.
I was like, I love Toronto and would like the city not to burn
That's
to the ground.
amazing. He had Columbus Blue Jackets sheets 14 years before they
See,
existed.
What I heard is that he'll get Tavares and not lose Bobrovsky.
That's what I heard too.
Yeah.
Same.
Yarmo really knows how to wheel and deal.
Well,
No shit.
yeah, he's sending a full year of dinner over there. If that's what it is, every night.
He traded Tavares for Bobrovsky and Stridex pads. Because he's so young. He's a youngster.
There's no one over there.
He's there. He's the intern. Give me a soda.
You're yelling at my heavy bag.
Oh, sorry.
I do that too sometimes though. When I'm like punching it because I got gloves and I like pow, pow, pow. Sorry, go ahead, Sean. We messed up.
That was a good pick.
I
So
couldn't hear you.
they're gonna get Tavares, and you're
Okay.
forced to keep those two beyond the deadline because they're going to be a good team this year once Seth Jones gets back, and then they're going to make an attempt to re-sign those guys. I'm sure if they haven't already, but which obviously hasn't been successful. But both those guys are going to walk because right now, from the way both of them have been talking for the last month, it doesn't sound like they're going to re-sign. And I don't know what would change their minds because you figure they would get their long-term rich deals. So that should be fun. That should be a fun storyline to follow throughout this entire season.
Yeah, the telling thing about Bobrovsky is that he said that he's a Blue Jackets goaltender for now.
Yeah,
So-
and that he already told them his plans, but he wouldn't divulge what those plans were.
I know. It's pretty bad.
It's a tough spot.
Bold pick the 5th. Another
It's
Capitals.
you.
I know. I'm thinking.
It's you.
Another Capitals one.
Well, I know mine.
Alex Ovechkin will get 55 goals this season. He will top last year, and he'll go from there, leading the Caps to another Metro Division title. Johnny.
All right. Number 5 for me is that for the 4th season consecutively, the winner of the Capitals Penguins series will win the Stanley Cup. Because it's going to happen again. They're going to play each other again.
So it's the Penguins then?
Oh,
Never know.
Okay, who's to say?
No. The only reason I say that is because I'm pretty sure earlier in this same activity,
No, Scotty said it.
Okay,
I
so-
didn't say it. I'm a much more optimistic person in life.
No, I hate everything. Everything I love must die. Like
my
Tommy Boy.
optimism is that I can guarantee that there is 31 teams that could potentially win the cup, and I'm here for all of that.
That's a bold prediction.
Where are the other teams that are replacing that? What are those other
Bold
teams that are replacing
prediction.
Detroit and
No, it's fine.
and Arizona?
Fine, bold prediction. See, you said bold predictions.
I like how you think
They win the Stanley
Arizona
Cup.
and Detroit are the worst teams that you could come up with that won't win the cup.
But there's,
completely
but you're
forgot
saying
the
there's a chance.
Senators and the Avalanche. Hey, you're saying there's a chance. I mean, I was
Didn't the Avalanche make the playoffs last year? So,
do you know how bad an Arizona Ottawa Stanley Cup final would be?
it's not going to happen, sadly.
As an employee of NBC, please don't let that happen.
He only votes for it if he gets sent to the Arizona part of the trip.
Well, that and also the rate. I'm thinking TV ratings as well because I like.
Okay,
my
that'd be
And
awful.
let's be honest, but this could be the battle of how far it takes to get from the actual main city center to the arena. Because I'm pretty sure both of them are at least 45 minutes.
They're gonna have to add an extra travel day between games for that.
My
when they
guys are
do
flying
West
into
Coast,
Ottawa
West
and they're
Coast.
flying into Canada Regional after that.
It's weird.
All right, so Sasky's 5th bowl prediction was 31 teams can win it.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
she did.
And she's there for that.
She's an optimist.
She's also not wrong, technically.
Technically.
Was that third person plural?
Yes.
Okay, making sure.
Yeah. Sasky talks about herself in the third person.
You would too if you could get away with this bear suit.
That's true.
Good point.
That's true.
You coming on to you? Anyway,
I
Sean,
think
what was
so.
what's your 5th bowl prediction?
The San Jose Sharks
Uh-oh.
will be the first NHL team since the 05 lockout, where everything went bonanza, to hit 100 power play goals in a season.
Wow.
It went to a 50s TV show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Bonanza.
5 teams had
Love that
over
show.
100 power play goals in 05, 06, and a team has not reached that mark since 05, 06. But the Sharks, with Erik Karlsson's addition, it's going to be pretty scary.
A lot.
Hey, Sean, when NBC had the NBA, why did they not call night games night court since NBC had that property?
Listen, you don't want you did not want to piss off Harry Anderson, okay?
No, of course.
He would
You
beat
do
you with that
imagine.
hat over and over again. Like
Could
a
you
floppy shoe.
imagine though? Could you imagine every Bulls game Bull could be there?
I wouldn't want to piss off Roz either.
No, Roz, I do not want to piss off. Holy crap, Marshall Warfield.
I mean, if Lyle can think about 5 real quick, he can give us.
Well, hold that thought.
Lyle would like to excuse himself from this scenario.
And we're
Well,
joined
I
now by
wanna-
Lyle Richardson.
Evan Spodek put an ad.
Yay! Woo!
Hey,
All right.
wait. Why is the person in the bear suit telling me I have to be excused from that?
It's
We are
for your
also
own,
bears.
it's for your own good, Lyle. It's for your own good.
Hey, Sasky. It's been a while. How you doing?
Getting the whole band back together. for-
Although the Pope could not make it, he had other ceremonies.
I did
So
send
by
him-
the Pope, you mean
so this is
Shano?
Brian Metzer?
no. So this is
Brian
so,
Metzer.
So I send. Okay, so here's how the last 10 days have gone. Brian Messier has a birthday. I put something on Facebook. I'm like, hey, happy birthday, Mayor. We need to get you on the show. He sends me something back, and he's like, tell me anytime I'm on. So I send him something literally 14 minutes after that message. Never heard back from him.
Because he's the Pope. He's the Pope. You're lucky.
I was like, you were just talking to me.
He had to go to
This is every fucking Bumble conversation I've ever had.
he had to go to a ribbon cutting ceremony at the local Planet Fitness. So
This is all we do, yeah.
Local Planet Fitness. Oh,
Hey, Sean.
hey, Lyle,
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good.
But
How are
yeah,
you?
sorry. So Brian Messier not going to be on tonight. Also,
No.
the guys from Section 328, whoever runs their Twitter.
Yeah, it kind of just left off.
I was trying to get everybody on. I was actually going to buy some beef jerky and see if I could put out tiny glasses of beer, and but no one.
No, but Sean screwed that order up.
But
so
no one,
it is-
no one would have gotten the joke if no one else was here.
Sean, I don't think you've been on since the whole bacon debacle. Why can't
Really?
you
It's
order?
been that long?
No, he's been on since
Has
then.
he explained the
He's
fact
been
that
on
you can't order
once.
bacon?
Yeah, he was so angry about it.
That's true.
I just
Yeah.
I just wanted my own beer with the bacon. That's all I want.
No, you
Oh, I
can't
want-
get it. You have to get. They're paired up precisely
Yeah.
by Tyler in the back.
Thanks,
He
hipster
went to
hipster
Arts-
Dylan. Thanks,
went to
Dylan,
Arts-
waiter.
All the Warriors are here. Lyle, you have any bold predictions for the season? We just went through that.
Bold predictions for the
Bold
season.
predictions.
Bold? You want bold?
Yeah,
Boy,
I'm
have I
bold.
got
Come on.
bold. Because I
Lyle's
try to
looking
kill
up his
time.
article for PEI.
You want bold?
Yeah,
Boy,
well,
Lyle's
like
looking
I-
up in the soapbox
this,
right now.
this
It's like,
article's
oh, God.
coming out on Saturday.
Okay,
Joe
okay.
might not
Is it bold to say that the Coyotes will make the playoffs? Is that bold?
That's pretty bold.
Wow, no one said that.
No one said that one.
Well, I'm
That's
not
bold.
laying claim to that one. Is it also bold
Right.
for me to say that the Buffalo Sabres could make the playoffs this year? Is that bold?
That's all. These are bold.
I don't think
you said-
anyone
look
said
at
that
that.
one
These are
either.
bold and spicy.
Two right off the hop. Come on,
Well, you
guys.
said
This is
could
easy.
make the playoffs. That
Okay,
you said-
will. How's
Okay,
that
that's
sound?
not
How's
bold.
that?
Oh, there we
went
go.
bold,
Yeah, you-
and then I just put a little extra bold on top.
How about if they don't make
Mm.
you shave the mustache and the goatee for a month?
Wow.
That's a
He doesn't have that much faith in Buffalo.
We have.
mustache
I'll shave it right now. That is no
What
threat
is
to
doing
me, Sean. You
facial
know
hair?
this.
What are you, Joe
Is it,
Thornton?
hold on. Is it because you can't grow any, Sean? Is that just jealousy?
He's
I
jealous of
admit.
my facial pubes.
Look,
No,
if it
listen.
doesn't happen, he has to wear Sasky's dead bear pelt for the rest of the summer. Next summer, okay? Every
All
time.
right,
he
I
goes-
got- for the playoffs.
Actually,
Sixth bold
Sasky's
prediction
defense,
is
it looks
that
very
the
comfortable.
San Jose Sharks will have at least 100 centimeters of beards all season long.
Well, Joe Thornton just gave this off, so I don't
But
think.
it's
Well,
coming
there you
back.
go. Now it's become a thing. Joe Thornton taped it off.
Yeah, but it doesn't grow back that fast.
Yeah, it took like 3
No.
You
years.
say.
Joe Thornton.
Have you've never seen the Buffalo Wild Wings commercial?
What's
Yeah,
the chance
yeah,
of me
but-
having seen the Buffalo
That's
Wild
true.
Wings commercial?
Sure.
That's true. They don't have
Yeah,
Buffalo
barely.
Wild Wings
Yeah,
in
no.
Canada.
Or no.
Actually,
Why,
they
I'm
do.
such an idiot.
But
do.
I don't have
do.
cable. So
There's one in Calgary.
You're not missing
Oh,
much, Sassy.
No, it's really not.
Stream.
Guy
That's
grows
what
a
all-
beard.
that's
I
what
only had
everybody-
cable when I worked in hockey because someone else paid for the cable.
Think Boston Pizza, but with more TVs. And
The Boston Pizza either.
all right,
Really?
let's go to Boston and take her to Boston Pizza.
Boston
You
Pizza
don't
in
have Boston
Boston.
pizza.
I
in
don't
Boston.
think there's Boston Pizza in Boston.
They
No.
don't have a Boston pizza. in
It
They
is
Boston.
don't even
called
have
pizza.
pizza in Boston.
They
no,
do.
but they have the Boston cheesesteak. The Boston cheesesteak is the way to go.
Boston cheesesteak.
Hashtag
The Boston
Well,
cheesesteak,
no.
the gritty of cheesesteaks.
Yeah, every
Where do you
restaurant and
get-
bar in Boston is called Sully's or Murph.
Hey, come to Sully Submarines.
I mean, you can get
Come on there, kid.
You can get a really good like Wisconsin crab cake at Boston Pizza.
You can also get that in some dark alley in Boston too.
Hey, racist.
That sounded like a weird sexual maneuver.
And that's where he was going with that, I think. The Wisconsin crab cake. Ask for it in any alley in Boston.
All right. That's-
Anyway.
if you don't know what it is, you can't afford it.
It's on the hidden
Um,
like at like an In-N-Out burger.
Yeah. hit
And
that.
is
then you
still-
go to In-N-Out. Jesus.
It's
Name
such a,
of that
it's such a secret menu. Everyone knows about it. Jesus.
So anyway, so that was two.
Oh, is there more
so
rundowns?
How many more have I got left?
Well,
I
I'll
think-
still try it.
I think we're Lyle. If you got more, go for it. I have a list of things to talk about as well. So,
Okay.
and I have a haha fuck you for today.
and Johnny has the haha fuck you tonight.
Oh, fascinating, Captain.
Um,
It should be a good one.
Swerves.
So obviously it's from a
Gold.
time
It's a
period that
gold.
is not the mid to late 90s, Johnny. Am I right in that
This could-
assumption?
this-
No, hockey didn't exist that time.
Yeah,
Hockey did not exist in that time.
in Johnny's world.
Hold
Yeah.
on, I need to change into more champions gear.
go change into more champions gear. Oh, geez.
Hey,
hey, Lyle.
Does he have a rotating collection of championship merchandise that he bought
kinda
like
does.
every one of?
Kind of fantastic.
I mean,
Kinda
I,
great. I
should,
love-
I shouldn't judge that. I literally have a bag to take to the secondhand store of just Leafs merchandise that I owned, and there's a good 35 things in that bag.
Lyle,
Sir.
are you glad that your 30th captain in team history is not going to play for like 6 months?
Yes, he needs time to rest up and prepare for the onslaught of hell that is about to befall him. Jump right in mid-season and go, so Shea, any particular reason why the Canadians suck? And then he can just give them a look of death, and that'll be the end of it. He's got to have Shea Weber, I got to say, he has the best stone-faced anger look since Mark Messier. He can wither you with a look. I mean, ask who,
especially when
who,
they start asking him French questions.
no, when they ask him just dumb questions. There was a Sportsnet guy there last year asked him a dumb question, and he just stared at him, and you could hear the guy's testicles shrink up into his stomach. You could hear that when Weber gave him that look of death. And Weber very kindly answered the question. The whole time his eyes were saying, I could rip your heart out in front of you right now. And the kid is looking at him like, yes, you could. I will never ask you a stupid question again, Mr. Weber, ever again.
I
So-
love that though when you ask a dumb question to a hockey player and there's that moment in your mind where you realize like for somehow it hadn't like fully like formed that this question was dumb or wrong, and you say it and you can just the words coming out of your mouth and you're trying to run away already. You're trying to backtrack and then suddenly you're just faced with this very confused looking Finn who's like, I'm just going to leave you finish with that one there. Okay.
I get it. Finish.
Very angry people, hockey players.
They are. They're kind of rash.
That's when their true personalities come out. That's when they snap out of robotic mode. You want to get a hockey player out of robot mode during a Q&A? Ask a really stupid question. Or do a Pierre Maguire and ask Phil Kessel about his breath.
That's true.
Get really close and say, so when you were in 8th grade playing at whatever.
So you're up there in Minnesota.
We decided this past weekend watching the NASCAR that Pierre Maguire would be perfect for the Monster Cup Energy
How
Series.
good was that race though?
that race was absolute garbage until the last 15, and then
yeah.
And again, if you
everything else.
If you guys want the link, you can get at me, and I'll send you the 3 hours and 33 minutes of Johnny.
Yeah, Scotty and I watched it. I think it's the first NASCAR race I've ever watched.
Stupidest question you've ever asked in a scrum. Go.
I don't ask questions in scrums. I have a picture. I have a camera in front of me. I take pictures. The most fun I've ever had in a scrum though was the time that where my hands and my camera were on TSN. That's all you
true.
could see though.
Nice. It's good. Put that on
This
your
wasn't
resume.
a
Put that on your resume like other people we know.
This wasn't a scrum, but I've got a very good dumb question to a hockey player story. We had media day, and I was running a whole bunch of questions through to a variety of, particularly at this point, Marlies and kind of on the edge players. And I had a couple of players come through before who were all Scandinavian and had never played in the NHL. So my questions were a lot about their first time coming to North America or like the first NHL game they went to. And at which point these guys were like, we've never seen an NHL game because this is the first time we'd come to North America. So I get to the next guy, and I've just had 3 Scandinavians in a row who've basically given me the same answer. So in my head, I'm like, oh, this guy probably hasn't either, so I'll just rephrase the question. So I rephrased the question, starting to ask whether he's been to an NHL game before, in case, yada, yada. At which point, I can't figure out why this kid looks really confused. And it dawns on me that I'm asking this question to Kasperi Kapanen. And I've literally got 3/4 of the way through the question and just bailed out of it. And I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I explained what had happened, and he was unfailingly polite, but I was so nervous about everything. And I'd been trying to like not confuse people, and then had just made the whole situation worse. And I think it was the most mortifying moment of everything. And he was wonderfully.
So you've been to a game before?
I'm
just waiting for the punch.
He kindly refrained from not answering the question with, my father played in the NHL. Do you need me to get hockey DB out? I think I actually like finished the question like apologizing and went, of course your father is Sami Kapanen. So he clearly knew that I knew I just was having a very bad 5 minutes.
There you go. Sean, any bad experiences for you?
Not a bad question, but during the 2012 Stanley Cup Final, I was doing a story. I wanted to do a story on backup goalies, so I spoke to Johan Hedberg, and then I went to go speak to Jonathan Bernier. Now, obviously, in the Stanley Cup Final, you have all the Black Aces with you, so Martin Jones was there as well. In the visitors' locker room at Prudential Center, it's I don't know how it is now, but it was like the size of like a basketball locker room. It was just insanely tiny. They'd have a lot of guys go outside the locker room to do scrums, and then I went to go in the corner was the goalies, was the 2 backup goalies, and there was a goalie taking off his pads, and I walked over, and the thing that killed me was I knew who Jonathan Bernier was. I knew what he looked like. It wasn't like it was a case of mistaken identity. And I just started talking to Martin Jones like he was Jonathan Bernier. And after like the first question was generic, and and it didn't tip me off in my head. And the second question, it kind of was related to Jonathan. And Martin Jones is like, do you think you're talking to Jonathan Bernier? And I just like froze up and almost died. And I apologized. And then like it ate at me for like the next 24 hours. So the next day, I went back to Martin Jones and said, "Hey, man, I'm the idiot that mistook you for Jonathan Bernier," and he was cool about it. And I decided to do a story on like the Black Ace goalie because I felt bad and I had to like redeem myself.
Good one.
But Martin Jones before he was Martin Jones.
Yeah,
I love these stories because it's very easy for us to think that the people with the microphones or things like that occasionally might ask a question we don't agree with, but like. There's a difference between like asking a slightly dumb question and like blatantly like getting it wrong, like we did. Yeah. And it's like a very like humanizing experience because you're like, it won't kill you. Everyone has survived. I feel bad, and then we made it okay.
So a dumb question I asked was more of a misconstrued what the person wanted. There's this guy, he works at ESPN, and his flight was late into Calgary for the Heritage Classic. I'm like, all right, well, you're not
Barry Melrose?
Yep, it was Barry Melrose. Barry Melrose texted me and said, hey, listen, Star Wars. Here's my Sean Leahy impression. But
and then he's like, can you buy me more hair?
Yeah, and
like
hey,
I wasn't allowed to bring it on the plane.
Do you want to take me out to a steakhouse out of the middle of nowhere?
Oh, you're talking about a different person.
Yeah, exactly. Here's my Andre the Giant impression. So
now I get it.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
So he
I knew the whole time.
he told me about just, hey, ask. I'm like, you're not going to be here for practice. Do you want any questions you want me to ask? So like, I ask him if there's extra pay out there. He thought I'm like, okay, well, I guess the money on the board. This was after the money on the board thing happened, so it was a hot topic. I'm like, okay, well, maybe there's a joke here somewhere. And then what he said is he didn't construe it. He said, I think he meant hazard pay afterwards, because that's what he asked Matthew Schneider, the NHLPA, in his article. So I asked PK Subban. I'm like, so
is there extra pay?
Yeah, and say, hey, is there extra? Is there money? There's extra money out there for you guys? He's like, no, maybe somebody about a stake. There's a guy in Calgary who did that. We can't do that anymore. So so PK kind of brushed it off, and then someone from the Weather Channel asked him a question about like Celsius and
Jim
Fahrenheit.
Stantori.
Yeah, it's Weather Channel, the Canadian version.
The L's in the wrong place.
Right, exactly.
Gotcha.
There's an extra U in there.
No, there was the FHM party that we went to in New York.
You want to pick up that Dead magazine before you leave too?
I actually, I think I do have some still upstairs. Producer to the star, executive director, or I don't know his real title anymore. He owns magazines. But Mike Dolan invited us to an FHM party, and we were hanging out with some hockey players. And Mark walked up to a hockey player, and he was talking to the guy. He knew that he was from the Buffalo Sabres, but he thought that he was someone else. And I walked by Mark very quickly, and I go, "Hey, that's Miroslav Slatan." And he goes, "So how does it feel to play with Dominic Hasek?"
See, this is why he's Sean Leahy's least favorite person.
But he did catch himself, and he actually didn't say, because he was going to say another thing that was very directed to her, somebody else that was on the team.
She's alive.
Hi, Jen.
Hi, Jen. You're getting calls from the...
Yeah, hi, Jen.
Everyone's calling you from the show.
Everyone's calling. Finish your... What did you get? Fudge? Oh,
you have to move over.
Is she still eating that baseball-sized crab cake? I saw that she posted on Twitter.
She devoured that.
Wow.
That baseball-sized crab cake she was hungry.
Watch out for the tools.
No,
I think mean Scott.
She didn't.
He did. He meant.
That's fantastic.
Oh, the timing on that was just magnificent.
Oh, for people who are going to be listening to the podcast, they're gonna miss what would have been the classic.
Put it on the table.
Just flipping the juices.
Real quick, Carolina, in a big attempt to get people to like them, unveiled their Hartford Whalers uniform.
They're really nice.
I like those uniforms.
It may not get them to like them, but it'll get people to buy it.
Yeah,
that's
well, of course, that's all it
That's
is.
all what they care about. They don't care if
Exactly.
you like them; they care that you give them your money.
But you know something? You know something I gotta say though, I am totally behind that move because first of all, that's an iconic uniform. It's an iconic jersey with perhaps the most iconic crest of all time. You know, I mean, wasn't that voted the most popular, or certainly was one of the most popular voted in NHL history, the Hartford Whalers jersey.
Oh, there's jersey.
No, the jerseys. The Blackhawks, I think, won it. And
Yeah,
then
but the
Hartford
Blackhawks
won
don't
it.
Yeah, but the Whalers is right up.
I
But
mean,
anyway,
if you're okay with racist logos, but hey.
I know I am. Go Redskins, go.
oh, ouch. But no, but I mean, I am totally behind that though, because at least it's a nod to their history. I mean, they could have just kept ignoring the fact that no, we were never in Hartford. No, that never happened. So they're acknowledging their history. Yes, it's a cash grab, but you know what? I'd love to see those jerseys, out on the ices one more time. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope they play bloody brass bonanza when they score a goal.
You know what? And this could have been a bold pick as well. Actually, not for this season, but in the future, I would like to see every NHL team have an extra jersey from wherever they came from.
Do the thing that the NBA does and have the heritage jersey.
Yeah, but aren't the majority of NHL teams still where they came from?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so
Relocated
the
ones.
Capitals. I mean, the Capitals came through. I mean, they were an expansion team, right? But they also, so the Devils, right? The Devils came.
Yeah, I was like,
The Devils
No, in
began
Kansas
life,
City.
correct me if I'm wrong, as the Oakland Seals, then they became the Cleveland Barons, and then they got split up.
No, that was San Jose.
Oh, My bad.
San Jose.
No, San Jose.
That
No,
way.
San Jose was.
Why are you not just letting
Jen.
answer this?
We referred to Jen up on this. Yeah,
I was like, Jen knows what she's
Exactly.
talking about.
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay, so you have the Dallas Stars, who were the Minnesota North Stars,
Right.
who were merged with the Barons, and
That's
this is
right.
where you get weird because then with after the North Stars Barons merge, then you have this weird thing with the guns selling and going to San Jose and an agreement about the players and the split. So technically, they both come from the same lineage.
Well, the Devils were
But-
the Kansas City Scouts, then the
Yes.
Rockies, then the
Yes.
Devils.
And can I say those two logos, Kansas City Scouts
Yes.
and Colorado Rockies, they were fantastic.
You know, the only reason I say stuff like this is because I want the Colorado Rockies jerseys and the Scouts jerseys to be back out there again.
Yeah.
In an Adidas form.
And then,
Yeah,
and
that'd
then
be
you have
perfect.
the Leafs, who just moved like 7 blocks
Yeah.
over 100 and
fine.
something
Yeah,
years.
but the Leafs have like 14,000 jerseys that all look exactly the same.
Exactly, and they can wear them for
They
each,
Or the Montreal
in the
Canadiens
playoff.
who moved down St. Catherine Street. You know,
That's
like,
true.
Well, but with the Leafs, you could go back and be the St. Pat's.
That's true.
Or
Yes,
the
yes.
arenas. Or
And they actually
the-
did that, didn't they? For their
Yeah, the
Yeah.
centenary game where they
Yeah.
had arenas jerseys last year.
yes.
Yeah.
Gilbert Arenas.
We
Yeah.
had guns in the locker room.
And they were even known, their first season, they didn't even technically have a name. So they were just like the blue shirts.
It's like the Baltimore CFLers.
So, like, here's
The-
Toronto.
The Ottawa Red Blacks, which is still a stupid name.
That's a great name.
Wait.
Fortnite.
CFL is the sport that has 2 teams. Wait, were they both
Rough Riders.
Rough Riders?
No,
Rough Riders
they
at one
they
time.
used to
Yes, and we liked it that way. Damn it!
One had a space. and
Saskatchewan
one
Rough
didn't.
Riders and Ottawa Rough Riders, and we liked it that way.
And you can tell them apart by the ones wearing watermelons on their heads and the ones not.
Right.
Ones were green, and the other ones were the
The
other
one
ones
team
were
that
black.
people cared about, and the one team that played in Ottawa.
Oh,
Exactly.
oh,
I'm going to
that's
go to for this next story. I'm going to go to our esports specialist, Sean Leahy.
Sasky, you're confusing
Um,
me with the Senators.
Yes, that's true.
It's
No one
Ottawa.
cares about anybody. No, Ottawa doesn't exist. It's only a figment of our imagination. Vancouver has instituted a Fortnite ban on the road. Sean Leahy, esports commentator, your thoughts?
Guess they're just going to have to play Call of Duty.
Perfect. Love it.
That's the best answer right there. Yeah.
I don't understand Fortnite.
It's basically it's
Fortnite
yeah.
is
Can
kind
you
of
really
like
do
Far
in
Cry. Is what that puts me in mind of. Fortnite reminds me of Far Cry from back in the day.
Thank you.
Hold
Thanks.
on. We
See,
missed
no
a
one
really
waited
good-
for the end of the joke.
really good Fortnite
No
joke
one
there.
waited for the rest of the joke. They just kind of like they thought I was serious to begin with. I don't know what
I'm
Fortnite
sorry.
is.
Yeah.
But
It's a 14 days joke. He used literature against us. So there's that. Anybody on the board? Interesting waiver wires, demotions, pickups, anything? Sean, Lyle, Tasky, Jen.
I thought it was interesting that the Caps picked up someone.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think that it kind of speaks to that maybe the lower 4 ish people that are in the bottom 2 lines that maybe they thought that they could upgrade that still.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to
Thank
need
you.
they're going to
That's
need an
my
extra
favorite
winger
one.
to. Oh, go ahead, Sasky.
I was going to say, don't you touch my Nathan Walker.
They're going to need that extra winger for the 3 or 4 suspension Tom Wilson gets this season anyway. So.
Hey, 3 or 4 suspension Stanley Cup champion Tom Wilson gets this season. Say it properly.
Winning the Stanley Cup doesn't absolve you from.
Yes, it
never
does.
mind.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Yes,
That's
yes,
not
yes,
how
yes.
it works.
Yes, no.
Mark Messier delivered elbows like The Rock
No.
before The Rock was born,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he still
Oh,
gets.
no,
He's got an
Messier
award named after him.
When
He's
I
got a
discovered-
stupid award named after him that's kind of 3D and really dumb, and he's still doing Lay's commercials, to my knowledge.
It's like an
Running
elementary
down a
school
hallway
art
with a bag of
project.
chips and a pair of skates. Yeah.
Fuck Mark Messier.
Wow, this is a whole fuck mark.
I thought
show.
Yeah, it's really
I have no concept of Mark Messier because he retired the year I discovered hockey. So I'm like, he's just like a thing
you,
that
Columbus?
existed. Yeah.
I thought it was kind of interesting though that the Leafs lost 2
didn't have it there.
goaltenders off the waiver wire today. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Well, they lost goaltender 3 and 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
still.
McElhinney was a guy that the Caps kind of were sniffing around, but they decided, Phoenix Copley's fine. He's fine until Samsonov comes up.
I want Carolina to look after Curtis McElhinney because he's just like the nicest dude.
When have they not looked after goaltenders? I mean, Cam Ward, Antti Hudobin, Scott Darling now.
I mean, they're
doing great with goaltenders.
He just sits behind him. I just love the fact that, like, there's obviously when you go to hockey things, there's all these players in their big, expensive, fancy car, and then like Mac rolls in like his Kia minivan, and you're like, yes, that's my man.
There you go.
So he's like future JB
To go like fly fishing and be like left alone. Like
It'll be fine. Wait like 3 weeks. He'll be back on waivers, and Toronto can pick it back up.
They can get him back. Well, I don't think Toronto will get him. I think they don't. No, they might. No, they might.
Depends how good the team starts the season, I guess. Or how bad the Marlies are.
It's true. Do we believe Zach Smith's wavering was a message to the locker room, or just Pierre Dorian saying, "Oh, I got caught"?
That one was an interesting one. Well, he says it was a message to the dressing room, but I think you sent your message long before that.
Hey, screw you. We're getting Erik Karlsson for these parts.
Yeah, that there was your message. I don't think there was any more messages left to be sent. I think they were just trying to see if there was any possibility of being able to move his contract. Tell you the truth, because that has.
Wait, is that just a bad contract, or them wanting to? Is that a bad contract, or them wanting to dump salary, or both?
It's dumping salary. Well, the contracts. I guess you could say, if you looked at what his numbers were last season, you could say, "Oh, wow, that's a bad contract." But that was just a bad year. He was playing through a shoulder injury for most of last year anyway, and missed time. So that's why his stats were down. But
the message to the locker room is, if you get injured, then you better don't worry about your long-term deal, because you're going to have bad numbers, and we're going to waive you.
No, the message to the dressing room is, our owner remains a cheap-ass prick, and we'll try and get rid of you any way we can.
Listen, our message
prove me wrong, Ottawa. Prove me wrong.
We can't make any more pharmaceuticals until this guy gets off the duff and starts paying people. So, listen. Take your meds, kids. Just take them. Just inhale them. All of them.
You can't inhale medication.
What?
Not like that. They make them in gummies now.
Try and stop me.
Do you know how hard it is to inhale a gummy bear?
Dude, trust me, I've done it.
My nose is massive. I can't get one through it. Well, I can't get air through it.
I was going to say,
so
you can barely get
I can barely get air through there. So
Jesus. Yeah. William Nylander's not getting traded. Are we shocked? Why did that need to be a story? Is this?
That could have. Damn it! If I
over
had
to
a
you.
rundown, that would have been my bold pick.
William Nylander not going anywhere. Zero movement on those chicken fingers.
It's just such an it's just such a Toronto market like panic, like they should do this or that. Like it's just every time they feel the need that they have to come out and say that this player or that player is not going to get traded, it's a bit like, of course they're not. Why do we need to have this conversation? That being said, I keep wanting to occasionally just tweet that I saw someone like William Nylander walking somewhere, even though I haven't, just to see if someone has an aneurysm. They won't. My favorite thing, I didn't know anything about any signings with work until they happen, until they become public. We don't know. But there's a certain joy in texting your friends the day before, just with the words of the day before the trade deadline, being like, "Oh my God." And they're like, "What?" And you're like, "Tomorrow is the 1st of July or whatever." And then just accepting the fact that no one will ever talk to you again because whilst you thought this was wonderfully hilarious, they've actually started driving towards your house to murder you. And that's just Toronto in a nutshell.
We've got breaking news. Thank you, Sean Leahy, for this. Upper Deck has said that Gritty will be in the rookie card debut in November select series of the, Young Guns?
Young Guns.
Young Guns Gritty will be there. Sean Leahy breaking.
Apparently, though, he's a midfielder.
That's, I don't,
Yeah, it's got an M.
that's kind of weird.
There. I'm assuming midfielder.
I'm
guessing holding midfielder because that looks like a Gattuso to me.
Yeah, he
Maybe
can hold
like
he can hold a lot of shit in those pants.
yeah, maybe like a holding midfielder.
I'm
that'll
still.
take you. Oh, there's a back to it as well.
Wow.
I'm telling you, I still do not think it is a coincidence that right around the time that Hartnell retires, up pops this character called Gritty. I mean,
You and everyone else, Lyle.
Someone give me a style. Give me a vocal style. Give me a vocal style.
Baritone.
I heard Walmart greeter.
All right. That's perfect. That was close.
I heard Louis Anderson. I heard Louis
Anderson.
Louis Anderson.
His father was a bully, so naturally some of these tendencies, talented but feisty. A fierce competitor known for his agility given his size. Number one answer on the board. He's loyal but mischievous. Dad, I don't want to go out. The ultimate Flyers fan who loves orange and black, but is unwelcoming to anyone who opposes his team. June, we got the top 500 single Wayman's answers on the board. Legend has it he earned the name Gritty for possessing an attitude so similar to the team he follows. Number one
It's just peak
But why do you keep laughing every time he does this? Is that what you're trying to say?
Why are we encouraging him? Yeah.
I know, right? I heard Jimmy Chunky Butter. I heard
a little Jimmy Chunky Butter. And if I knew that you were reading the back of Gritty's card in a style, I would have gone Baltimore.
Oh, okay. He claims to be around a lot longer than we know it, Hon, and his recent construction at the Wells Fargo Center distributed a secret hideout, forcing him to show his face publicly for the first time. It was probably there because Wilmington's right there, and there's things there up there in Bel Air there. He has seen... He's seen some oddities at the time, like Joe Flacco winning the Super Bowl and being called elite, are both humorous and strange, just like those things I just said. Number of times he's been caught eating snow straight from the Zamboni machine, only because it's better than Pat and Gino's, that filth. Unbeknownst to most, his love for hot dogs and crab cakes has been inflating the Flyers' dollar hot dog leg consumption totals for years. That being said, there's no denying he's one of our own, but he's no Oreo bird there, hon.
The fact that they put that his father was a bully in quotation marks makes it sound like he is the offspring of an actual Broad Street bully. When you hear stories about those guys, it kind of makes sense.
Hey, you never know what went on in all of those.
Yeah,
years
one
with
of
the
them
Philly
had
Fanatic.
sex with the mascot.
I mean, if one of them had sex with the Philly Fanatic, this is what you're going to get.
Yeah, and that's why now he lives off of eating snow.
I mean, Bill Flatt was on that Bullies team.
That is true. Oh boy,
Oh dear.
Story coming soon in the sporting news.
It makes sense why his belly button also doubles as a little horn. Have you seen that? That's the second best part. The first part is obviously his googly eyes.
His hands squeak too, apparently.
Oh.
Yeah. One of the Philly fans that I follow was talking about this. She said his hands squeak and that like his belly button is some sort of like a squeaker horn or something. And I am like, what?
Yeah, his belly button.
This sounds way too dirty and like
we're getting into boomer territory with this.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to talk about dark? I like somebody went and took some stock photos and just
those are great.
Oh my god, those will haunt your nightmares for weeks. I'm telling you.
It's all about light.
Yeah.
I know that from some pictures I've taken. What? What's wrong? Okay.
I'm fine.
Everything's fine.
Everything's great.
Why was Sam Gagne sent to the Marlies rather than Utica?
They wanted to send him to be closer to home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's seriously.
They said he wanted to be closer to his family.
Okay, I didn't read that. I don't.
That's why the Sabres did that with Matt Molson too. Why he's in Ontario,
right?
California.
Yep.
And because no one wants to go to Utica.
They have good
That's
steam
a very
hands
good
up
point.
there.
Very good point.
Very good steam hands.
Let me recap this. Utica as like a hockey city is super fun to go and see a game at. left. It's
But
just,
then get the hell out of there because the rest of it sucks.
it's just nowhere near a lot of places.
Utica as a city, though, one step below Glen
She could
Burnie.
have been. She could have been a cornerback for the Argos with the backpedaling she did. Like honestly, like
No, I was more that I've been to Utica for a game and I actually really enjoyed the game. It's just that it's in the middle of nowhere.
I went.
And
I
I
went to
should know
Utica
that.
for a month, one night.
It's okay, Sasky.
So Radam Verbata and Scott Hartnell retired. Do we care? No. I just can't make.
Otto was a
the-
legend in the shootout.
I'm sad about Verbata. I'm actually sad about Hartnell too. I liked watching Hartnell play.
Hartnell
Yeah.
brought
When he
some
was younger.
personality to the game, man. Hartnell brought personality to the game, and he was always falling down, which was an endearing thing about him too. He raised a lot of money for charity doing that. So
Yeah, I was gonna say he seemed like an extremely nice man that was an asshole on the ice.
Yeah.
That sounds all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you,
That's
he was
pretty accurate.
yeah, but he was a beast for them in the 2010 playoffs at Philadelphia in the
He was.
final. 9 points in 6 games.
Yeah, I mean when they hoisted the Stanley Cup. Oh no.
Little Circle of Life. Our cat was named for Hartnell. Actually, Hartnell Down was his name because he was an idiot who fell over a lot.
Now he's dead.
And he died
And he
in-
retired as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
He died in what, May?
Yeah, after the Caps beat the Penguins,
Yeah.
he couldn't
yeah.
take it anymore. He's like, well, I can't live in this world anymore.
Going out on top.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He'll never know a time where the Caps didn't beat the Penguins in the playoffs.
Yay.
How about that?
That's because they've got like 6 weeks of like memory.
That's true.
Okay, I got to ask a quick question here of you Capitals fans, real quick. Okay, because you're going to game
Who
tomorrow.
are Caps fans?
You're going to the game tomorrow.
Am I a Caps fan?
Gonna be raising.
I'm not going to the game
He's
tomorrow.
not going to game tomorrow.
You're not going to game. Okay. So,
No.
are you going to be
I
watching
might
it?
be
You're gonna
drinking by
watching it
myself in
tonight?
my living room, crying like I did last year.
Okay. That's all I want to know. Are there going to be tears? That's what I want to know. Would there be tears?
Yes.
Johnny, yes. Scotty, you're going to be there? Yes. At
I
the-
don't know. It depends how drunk I am.
Jen and I are going to be in the press box. We have to keep some kind of decor, but I'm pretty sure
I
a
don't-
small tear rolling down like a
I-
hardened army veteran will be.
I mean, I watched 13 minutes of videos today, the same that Sasky watched, and I didn't cry more than once today.
There you go.
So, I mean, I
I
don't.
definitely cried over that video. And I cried when they won, despite not watching any of it because there was no channel with it on. It was just people texting me score updates in another country, and that was still a lot.
See? Go ahead,
Jen.
Jen.
Oh, I think there might be a few tears and sniffles in the press box, considering how long some of those guys have covered the Caps.
And Al Koken will probably just
Yeah.
be with his shirt off.
Obviously.
Yeah, just
Doing cup stands.
yeah, exactly.
Like Al hasn't gotten a chance to do this yet.
Al
so-
hasn't got to stay with the cup. Phil Pritchard's there, like, please no, please
He's
stop.
like, the cup's going out on the ice soon.
They just drag Al Koken out there with.
And they're like smoking out coking on the ice level.
So how about you, Sean Leahy? I mean, were there, any tears for you?
That's a good question.
No, because the Penguins won 2 in a row. So
Yeah, they've won 4, and you're like,
And
well,
They won 4 in the 90s. It's fine.
But look,
Yeah,
I
it's
also,
from the 90s and
look,
ahead.
Whatever. It's like happenstance now for Leahy.
I'm a Penguins fan, but I also I
Cool.
like
It's like changing his
Ovi.
underwear.
yeah.
I
Sitting
love
a banner
Ovi.
going up.
He's a good dude. Kuznetsov is a very underrated, funny guy. I hope more people kind of get to know his personality a little more because he's a very funny guy. He loves to drop the F-bomb.
Well, the bird is
Yeah,
the word.
we've noticed that.
And Devontae Smith-Pelly is a good dude. They got a lot of good dudes in that team.
Yeah, they're a likable team. They were a likable team last season. That's that.
That's true.
Very likable team.
Are we surprised that the executives of the NHL gave a rubber stamp to the Seattle NHL team, saying, "Hey, let's put this team here"?
I was
Is that a
shocked.
shock to anybody?
And this quite literally occurred before the show. I was down here getting things set up, and Scotty goes, "Oh, look, the executive commissioners of the NHL said that Seattle can. They've given Seattle the vote of confidence." And I go, "Shit! I was hoping they wouldn't."
Yeah. I just can't wait till the board of governors meeting in Vancouver's like, no, this is going to cut into our profit margin. Let's not fucking
Yeah.
get all this crazy. Let's move them to Portland and then figure this whole thing out. That's
I
far
don't,
enough
I
away.
don't think that's going to happen, though. Vancouver's actually pretty keen for this. They're looking forward to this. I just wish they just stopped dragging the shit. Everybody knows they're getting it. As soon as the executive committee says they're getting one, why are we dragging this out? We know it's a done deal.
have to do due diligence, Lyle. We can't assume that everyone says everything's going to be a great thing. And then the Key Arena could go ahead and get just call them the Sasquatch and be done with it.
Yeah, you know they're gonna end up with a silly team name.
I hope. I want it to be.
I want it to
I
be
want
the
it to be the
Metropolitans
Sasquatch.
again. But it can't be because the New York
No, it
Mets.
can't be.
I wish it'd be
That's true.
Metropolitans. That would be cool. But
But no one watches the Mets.
That's true.
yeah. So
They
they,
just
can
bitch
claim
about
it.
'em.
Make it their
They don't
own.
watch them. They just bitch about them
But they can say
constantly.
we're not Mets. We're Metropolitans. But they'd be
No, but
confused with the Metropolitan Division, and people say, "Why aren't you in the Metropolitan Division?"
yeah.
That would be so amazing.
That'd be great. Glen Metropolitan will sue. Hey, that's kind of like
Yeah,
that.
there you go. There's your thing.
I was smart enough to have a case that blocks Scotty's
Beautiful.
view of my
All right.
iPad.
I think it's time. Who's staying for haha fuck you? The roster
Oh,
game
I
that we
am,
stole
of
from
course.
Puck Soup just stole from us.
I have to love you all and leave you.
Okay, that was
All right.
Love this for an hour and a half. That sounds
Well,
weird.
yes.
Um,
I'm sorry. That's not
It's actually a little long for me.
America uses.
It can be.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm gonna
technically,
have to
it was
take that
only
one out of my-
it was only like 56 minutes American.
Dang.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, Saskia.
You're
We
welcome.
appreciate it.
Yes, it was great
You're
seeing you again,
welcome.
Sasky.
And
I hope
your- and your
everything's going
beer
okay.
Yes, there she goes.
There she goes.
I'll do one
finally.
round, and I got to hop off as well.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
we'll get
I'll
us-
tell you what. I will cede my initial round part here of the round to let Sean get in here.
well, I mean, we can all take a first round.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
We can all let's all have a chew.
Let's all
All
go
have
for
a
it.
chew, shall we?
Just a bunch of guys chewing some gum.
this
Yeah.
one question has been in the news a lot recently.
Oh, okay. It's a Kavanaugh question.
It was
Whoa.
Oh,
I like. I like
the
it.
night was
I like lots
night
of
was
beer.
like-
I
the
still
night was
like
October
beer.
3rd. October 3rd, 2013. The game started at 7 p.m.
Ooh.
The attendance that night, 18,506 in the Verizon Center.
Ooh.
We're talking about the
Verizon.
first night that Tom Wilson fought somebody.
Ah, it is.
Oh,
It's kind of recent then, 2013.
It is decently recent,
decently recent. That's a good podcast.
but
name.
it's still 5 years ago.
decently recent. Will be on the Face Off
Because
Hockey Show
I'm
media
gonna-
section.
I'm gonna guess there's still some people on these two teams that you don't know. The Washington Capitals played the Calgary Flames that night.
Oh fuck.
Ooh. This okay.
That's
So
gonna be a
this
tough
is
one.
so we're talking 2013.
2013.
Oh woof.
Opening night, so that could be guys
Go
really
ahead.
fun game
Scotty.
and he never
You're
came
sitting
back.
next. Actually, this is game 2. It wasn't opening night.
Oh.
He didn't fight on opening night, Sean.
Oh, liar!
Way to be stereotypical.
All right, I will. I am going to take a. It's going to be a long shot. Alexander Ovechkin.
Uh-huh.
Oh, good one,
Let
Scott.
me see.
Mm-hmm.
Let me. S-
Born Alex Ovechkin.
Number 1 answer.
Ah!
Alex Ovechkin. All right, who's
That
next?
was a toughie.
Jen.
Yeah, Jen can go.
Oh, like I can barely remember how to tie my shoes.
This is not wrong.
Leahy.
Mike Green.
Mike Green is on the board.
Hey, nice going.
Whoa! Forgot he
All right.
was still with them then.
There's a
Yeah.
couple of August ones.
Do you have an answer for the Caps 2013? Flames 2013.
No. No.
Okay,
All right.
Lyle.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the Calgary Flames here.
Old choice.
Bold.
Mika
how it plays out.
Kiprasov.
Hold on.
See, I'm on the fence on that one. I was gonna say him. And I'm like, no, just go for the layup, stupid.
Let me see. I didn't take a screenshot of the goalies. Haha, fuck you.
Oh, really?
No
Sorry.
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 No Kipper that year. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can you can go ahead and say hi to Sean Leahy whenever you want at Sean_Leahy on Twitter. PHT.NBC.
Does that mean I win?
No.
You win this round.
You're just leaving.
What do I win?
You
You get to
lovely
you get to see Mark next time you're in town.
Hey!
Yay!
No, I won, not lost.
That's a shame.
Oh, I'm just kidding. I don't like you, Mark.
Oh, this is he stopped going to drafts.
Right? I know.
Oh, that's what you get.
He's right.
Team, we should get shirts next year for the draft that says "Team Fuck Mark."
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm like ice. You want to get on my bad side.
Oh dear.
That's a good Seinfeld line, Scotty. Come
Like
on.
Eminem.
Got it. Thank you, Sean. We appreciate you. We love you. We miss you.
Great seeing you again, Sean.
Great seeing
Yeah.
you, buddy.
Good seeing you.
all.
Good luck this season, Sean.
Yeah, good luck, Sean.
Yes.
Thanks. Yeah, June can't come soon enough.
All right. He loves NBC and everything about it.
NBC is great. I watch
Greatest.
NBCSN Wednesday Night Hockey tomorrow night with the Caps raising
you
the
should.
banner. Eric Carson's first game at 10:30.
Yeah.
Sean T. Leahy.
Just leave your TV on the channel all day when you're at
Just
work. It's
also
fine.
remember that Manchester City plays Liverpool this weekend.
The intermission show Leahy's Lair will debut next week.
Leahy's Lair.
It's me in a dark room, obviously because of the complexion. So
Right. They don't need any lighting. They save them
Yeah.
lighting that way.
fluorescent lighting is a little softer,
Exactly.
easier on the skin. Okay, boys and girls.
Bye.
Have a good one, bud.
Bye,
I
Sean.
love you. There you go. Sean Leahy. NBCSports.com. That's to me, I think.
And there were 4.
All right. Jen, you want to take a stab at it?
Keith Ballard.
No.
Good Keith Ballard drop.
That's
though.
a good drop, though.
Great
I
left,
like
great
it.
left-hander.
Yeah.
That's Jeff Ballard. It's gonna be another layup, but the hell with it. It still counts as points. Nicholas Backstrom.
He's on the board.
On the board.
I mean, if we're gonna just keep going with layups, that's fine. But
Listen, they still counts.
They
That doesn't matter how.
it's 2
It matters
points.
how many
Still 2 points.
points?
Okay,
Lyle.
well, obviously, then the Flames that year, that was the year they really sucked. So,
True story.
Yuri Hudler?
Ooh, that's a good one.
On the board.
Oh,
Yes!
love it. Good work.
Because if he wasn't there, I was going to be like, who the hell was on this team?
Who's on this team?
I'm
God
trying to remember when Robin Reguer was there.
I think he.
Don't say him.
I want to say he was
Don't
there.
say him.
Okay.
I'm telling you, Jen. Don't
I,
say him.
Okay.
I think he was with the Kings then.
All right.
I think he was with the Kings. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Don't say him.
I'm just trying to.
Don't say it.
Yari Hurdler scored a goal in this game.
Hey.
By the way, just for shits and giggles, like since I didn't tell anybody the score, this I believe. Well, let me scroll back up here. Yeah, the Caps won 5-4 this night.
Sounds like it. That sounds like a
Whoa.
Caps Flames. Sounds like a Caps Flames game.
Okay, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of Flames. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I jumping over somebody here right now?
Yeah, you're jumping over both of us.
Oh, sorry.
No, I thought you just said somebody. You just said
I'm
Backstrom.
gonna be
No,
sitting
I
here
said
thinking
that
about
a while ago, and then Lyle said
beforehand.
Hoodler. That's Jen.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Then that's back to Jen.
This
Sorry,
is why
Jen.
I'm bad.
I'm trying to think of who was on the Flames too because they were so.
They were awful. I'm not gonna lie.
They're goddamn terrible. I lived there, and it was not great.
I'm trying to remember his name. It's something Cross. Like
Hey, there is a something cross on here. Yes.
yeah.
I will give you half points if you'd like. And God have mercy on your soul.
Nice.
What soul?
Fair point.
Do you want me to give that to you?
Yeah.
I give it to her.
It's Curtis Glencross.
Glenn Cross.
Wow, that was actually a
Glenn
third.
Cross, who,
Glenn Cross.
correct me if I'm wrong, did he not end up playing for your Washington Capitals later that
True
year?
story.
I think at the end
Yeah.
of that
He
season,
did.
too.
Yeah.
At the trade deadline.
Again, wait, no, I was gonna say something, and I think he was going by that point. Al Semin of Al Semin's Motors.
Alexander Semin is not on the
Fuck me.
list. Not on the list.
It's a shame.
Okay. Okay. I'm trying to remember.
This is how bad it is. AJ hasn't even chimed in yet
I know.
because he's like, "Fuck
Yeah.
What
this
does
game,
this
really?"
mean? Really? 2013 early season of the Flames and the Capitals? Go fuck your mother.
Okay, so this is about 5 years ago. So I'm thinking there's guessing
The best part
gotta
about this is
be-
this is
there's
still within the
gotta be
first
some
10
Flames
games,
that are
so
on the
there
team
could be
now.
some guys that got sent back to minors.
Oh, I know.
There's,
Trust me.
there's got to be some Flames on the team now who are on the team back then. Oh, Mark Giordano.
Yes, he's on the list.
That's a good one.
Yes. Mark
Mark.
Giordano.
Giordano. All right,
Jen?
Scotty. Oh no, Jen.
Well, I'm pretty certain Aquaman was gone by then.
Subtle.
He was gone from both teams.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Even Adrian Aucoin.
Shut up.
That's what you meant.
That's probably what I meant.
Who was the guy that played for the Bears? Even Keith Aucoin's not on this.
I'm trying to think of who the goalie could possibly.
Johnny,
Yeah,
I'm
me too.
sitting
I
right
thought of
here.
no one.
I'm sitting right here, Johnny.
You're not in the studio.
You don't exist. Ah, fuck you. Ethan.
You're on a remote. We can't. We got
Sorry. Breaking it up.
going under a tunnel.
I don't think Sutter's kid was there yet.
You know what? It is bad that we have microphones live. Then when you hit your mute button.
No, I know it's fine. It's good. I love it.
I have no idea.
Well, so we started this off with one person, right?
Yeah.
That no one said yet. He's gonna get suspended shortly.
Oh, Tom Wilson?
Yay! Tom Wilson on the
Hey,
list.
she did it, everybody.
Yeah.
I will go. I'm gonna
Tom
go.
Wilson on the list.
I'm gonna go with the Flames on this one.
Okay.
It's a risky subject matter.
Risky maneuver.
Risky maneuver.
Okay.
TJ Brody, was he up by that time?
TJ Brody on the list.
Oh baby!
Oh! Wowzers.
The best part about this is that they put the fucking box score in alphabetical order.
Yeah, I know it's the best, isn't it? Yu-Gi-Oh hockey reference?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, since you just took a Flame one that I was thinking of.
you were late.
I was late. Got him.
Since you took a Flames one that I was thinking of, I'm gonna jump back, kick myself, and I'm gonna take a Capitals one, and I'm gonna say one that you guys. It's very obvious. I'm surprised none of you mentioned it. John Carlson.
John Carlson is on the list.
Oh, I know. There's going to be a run on Caps.
There's going to be a run on Caps.
Here's my layup. There's
John
my
Carlson
layup.
on the list. Go
Wow,
on.
it still counts as points. Take
Next.
the layup.
Next Capital.
Oh, is Holtby still there? Was Holtby a rookie?
Braden Hope
Yeah.
on the list.
It's on the list.
And there were also
Wow.
3 goalies that played that night.
Oh, that's yeah.
Oh,
5-4.
dear.
Of course there was.
Mm.
Trying to picture the Flames goalie after Kiprusoff, and it wasn't pretty.
Nope.
It's not.
I can't think of any Flames
You know what?
goalies.
This game is so much easier when I know who I picked.
Right? Isn't it the best when you're in charge?
Like, this game is so much easier when I know all the players. I'm like, why are you guys not saying this
I know.
person?
Why can't you say?
Why didn't you say Alexei Shitnik? For God's sake!
Alexei Shitnik, not on the list. Sorry, not this week.
Last week was.
But
still
we got
the
him last week, though.
Last week was the peak of this.
Carl Alsner.
Carl Osner
Oh, you bum! I was going to say him.
on the board.
On the
Oh,
ball.
what's
we got
that
one
say?
coming in. We got one coming in from AJ. Jonas Hiller.
No.
Oh, I
Oh!
thought that one was on there.
We knew the goaltending
No.
was bad. Like I said, I
You guys
couldn't
are all
think of
gonna like kick yourself if no one gets this.
one.
Oh, I know who it is.
Hang on.
Oh Jesus.
Okay, I don't know who the goalie is, but
All right.
okay, because it's my
Maybe.
turn to be quiet.
But yeah, say it.
Sean Monahan.
might have been-
Give me a second. I have to go back to the other team.
That's fine.
Sean Monahan on the list.
See, I thought that was too early. That was, I guess, his rookie season. Good call,
Yeah,
Ryan.
that's what I was thinking too, because I'm starting to run out of Flames that I know now.
Right.
Apparently, all the Flames I know are like 2000, 2003.
See, and this is the most recent one we've had, and this fucks us all up.
Right.
I know, right? Like,
Because we're too close. We're too close.
I mean,
to it.
all these teams went 5 years ago, and already like we've missed some Capitals, I've missed some Flames. Like Jesus.
I don't know.
You're gonna tap.
Yeah.
You're gonna watch us be fools.
Yes.
Okay. Johnny, you gave me a hint.
I did give you a
You
hint.
gave me a little hint.
Yeah, it's not Leland Irving, though.
Johnny, you gave me a hint. You fucked me.
Sorry. No, I gave you a hint, then I took it away.
Okay. I just took it away.
I knew that's exactly where you're going. I know where your brain. I know how your brain works.
Man, that's good.
God damn it. Okay.
I will say that it's in the vein of Leland Irving, though.
I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna go Matt Niskanen.
Matt Niskanen,
Probably too early.
not on the
Yeah,
Capitals.
too early. Fuck.
It was QA on that team?
No.
Then I think the Flames.
Well, he didn't
guy
play
might
in this
be-
game. He may have been on the team.
I
But
think he
didn't
left
play.
after that 1 year in the Caps.
Who's that say? Matt Stajan?
Matt Stajan. Oh, that's sad.
Matt Stajan on the list.
on the board.
On the
There
Flames.
we go. No, no, I can't.
And you guys thought I was dumb by picking a team like the game that was 5 years ago.
No, I never said you were dumb. I said that we're gonna be fucked.
I'm okay. I'm not thinking of Flame right now, but a Capital guy just popped in my head. The pride of UPEI, Joel Ward.
Joe Ward on the list.
Yes, we're not going to be
Hero
let
in
down by our
2012.
adopted island son. No way. Whew.
Halpern?
Jeff Halpern, not on the list.
I guess he was in Tampa or retired or Dallas or both. Now we're getting to the dregs of society now, aren't we?
Kind of. There's
Little
still
bit.
some names out there.
Jason Chimera.
Jason Chimera on the list.
Oh, wow.
We have one from AJ.
Mm.
Redo Berra.
Oh, Jesus. He was a goalie, right?
He was a goalie.
He was not the goalie on the Frames team, though.
Oh, the Frames team?
The Frames.
On the Frames. And here we go.
No, you're 2,000 yard Buffalo Bill.
Buffalo
You
Bill.
must
But you're
frame
too right.
him.
We must frame him.
Fremenoje.
Ian? Fremenoje.
Fremenoje. I know I really love those Naked Gun movies, but damn it, we got to frame OJ. I will give you the Navy, the Air Force, the Coast Guard. We got to get this son of a bitch.
Oh, that's so
I
classic.
should really buy that off Amazon.
I know, right? It's probably like 10
That is
bucks.
still
Yeah.
that is
No,
still
it's
one of
not.
the best. That's still one of my of all time.
You
Love
think that comes in a box set with Sinbad?
Oh, the Sinbad one was good too.
Oh, wow, that'd be good too.
I would say on rewatchability for me, Dana Carvey, the Sinbad one.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle's.
I
Kill 'Em
have both
Softly.
of them upstairs. Both Dave Chappelle's I have
Oh,
upstairs.
Dave Chappelle, classic. Kill Him Softly is great. I think it's your turn, Lyle.
Yes. Rewatchability for me is it's a way throwback as well. Richard Pryor live in concert.
Mm-hmm. Did he
Yep.
play on the Flames?
He think he
Richard
played on the
Pryor,
Flames.
Yeah,
On
well,
the list.
on
Oh,
different
no.
Flames on the list. But okay, but he said Redo Barrow, and you said he wasn't on the team, right?
No.
For the Flames?
No.
Because I always used to get these two guys confused, so I'm going to say Carrie Ramo.
Terry Ramo on the list.
Yes! Thank you, AJ. Thank you. Because I
we have
always
another
got
one
those
for
two
AJ.
guys mixed up.
AJ's going hard on the Flames. Sven Barchi.
Damn it.
That's
I have
right.
4
he was with the
pictures.
Flames.
Sven
I think he was-
Barchi on the list.
Yeah,
Oh,
nice
for
pull.
AJ.
Nice
Good
pull.
one.
Yeah, that's right. Now with your Vancouver Canucks.
Yes. Anything, Jen?
No.
Nothing. Now I have to decide if the Flames had an extra goalie or if the Caps had an extra goalie.
Now, if you want me to add to this, I'll say that the. Come on, give me the score.
Give me shelter.
The Capitals won 5-4.
Right. That gives me nothing.
The Capitals were 1-1 at this point in the season. The Flames were 0-1 at this point in the
That's a
season.
shame.
Yeah.
Start of a very, 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 very bad season for them.
You know, I'm gonna go the guys that Jen kind of went. Brandon Sutter.
Brandon Sutter. No, sorry.
Okay. I think it's probably too early for this guy, but as I'm starting to run out of names for the Flames, so I'm going to say Johnny Gaudreau. I think I'm a year early on him.
No, he was like 12.
That's a good one.
No, I was trying to remember if he debuted. In
Sorry.
2013.
He looked like he was 12. My
Looked like
fault.
he was 12. Yeah.
Yeah.
On his Capitals.
You still know people on this Capitals.
Ah,
team.
I'm sure I do. I'm sure they played there last year as well. Because I'm searching through my head. I'm like, no, this guy was too much. This guy was too little. John Erskine.
John Erskine on the bud.
Oh man, this ain't fair. And he also knows some of the Flames.
John Erskine, sure.
And you also know some of the Flames as well because you lived in Calgary back then. So this is double jeopardy.
This is the Scotty Waz draft.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm thinking Capitals here. I'm trying to get away from the Flames right now because I can't think of anybody else. Dmitry Orlov.
Dmitry Orlov was still in Russia.
Oh, that's a shame. I was thinking it was close.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
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 Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. You got.
I was just thinking Jacob Markstrom for some reason, but I think it was too early for him.
I don't think he played for the Flames either.
Jacob
No, he
Markstrom
played-
is
he
not
played
on
for
the
the
list.
Canucks, that's right.
And the
Yeah.
Sabres.
Yeah.
And the Panthers too.
Michael
I believe.
Neuver.
Michael Neuver is the other goalie.
Oh! There's your brass bonanza. Okay. I'm thinking now, and this popped into my head because I'm thinking about Mark's favorite capital. He was the favorite capital.
Yeah.
Marcus Johansson.
Marcus Johansson on the bullet.
That's a good one.
Yes.
That's a good one.
I think that's going to do it for me for Capitals players. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
No, I didn't do a very good job of saying who got picked and who didn't. So I'm just going to read names at the end of this because
That's fine.
I'm going to have to
that's all right.
revert back.
Just rattle them off quick.
It's probably too early for Kuznetsov. Yeah, it's way too early. It's 2 years too early. Going through this line chart. Who played with Joe Ward and Jamero is probably on that one. Here's Mike Green. Say the name. I'm not going to take your pick.
No, I'm just thinking out loud.
They have a microphone.
I'm just thinking out loud.
Okay. We really need Todd's microphone.
He was gone.
Okay.
I was pretty certain he was because I remember watching him like live score his I think 400th career goal with the Caps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was like 2011. So.
Because I'm trying to look at Flames. I'm like, who was after that team? Because Iggy was gone by that point.
Yep. That's the only thing I know for certain.
Yeah,
that
Iggy was
by
gone. And who the hell picked up his slack? Nobody. Moynihan was already said. No, it's too early for Sam Bennett.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck was the D? I only have there's like 3 defensemen and that's it.
I know, right?
God damn. And I'm overthinking it. I'm in my head about the whole Caps thing. Yikes.
I think this is probably where we call the game.
I know. I think.
Is this where we call it?
I'm gonna tap and go out on top.
All right.
I'm just going to throw one more out there, and then I'm done for the Capitals. Eric Fair.
Ah, fuck.
On the list.
Yes!
Good one. Great one.
Downtown with time running
away.
out from the buzzer.
Good
buzzer
buzzer
beater.
beater.
All right, I'll go through these just in
Yeah.
order.
And we were at the witching hour too. So.
The three
Yeah.
goalies, we got all the goalies. Kerry Ramo, Michael Nouvert got the win on the night, and Braden Holtby
Wow.
also played that evening.
Also played.
Let's delete those photos. Let's go back. We'll start with the Flames.
Sure.
The Flames roster. Michael Backlund,
Ah!
Sven Sparky, Lance Bouma. He had a goal that night.
Who forgets?
He had a 100% shooting percentage.
Oh,
Would be
he'd be great for our
fantastic in the
fantasy
fantasy league.
Yeah.
TJ Brody, Chris Butler. The Butler did it.
Yeah, really.
TJ Gagliardi,
Oh,
Mark Giordano,
I got him. Yep.
Curtis Glencross, Yuri
Said-
Hudler.
Yep.
A guy that has his own locker, Davy Jones.
Ah!
Brian McGrattan,
Oh yeah.
Sean Moynihan, Shane O'Brien, Chris Russell,
Oh.
Matt
Oh.
Stajan,
Yeah.
Lee Stepniak,
Oh.
something called a Ben Street, and Dennis Weidman. D. Nice
Oh, that's
Weidman.
right. Dennis Weidman of on
before he got
defense.
sued. Right.
Yeah.
D.
I remember
Nice
wrecking my
Weidman.
brains trying to figure out who the other defensemen were. Forgot all about Dennis Weidman. Yeah.
The Capitals team here, Carl Alsner,
Yep.
Nicholas Backstrom,
Sure.
Jay Beagle,
Oh, Beegs.
Troy
Oh,
Brower.
the Beagle. Troy
John
Brower.
Carlson, Connor Carrick,
Wow.
Jason Chimera, everyone's favorite, Martin Erat,
Oh, fuck yeah. That's why I didn't remember.
John Erskine, Eric Fair, with an assist on the evening, Mikhail Grabowski,
5 didn't even remember he played
Grabowski.
for him.
One season.
Mike
that's
Green.
right.
This is how you win wars. You get to the high road and you take a Jack Hillen.
It's a little bit.
It was a stretch.
Yeah, and I pulled my groin there.
Marcus Johansson. Everyone loves a tire changer. Brooks Like.
Oh, Brooks Lake.
And Alex Ovechkin, Joel Ward, Tom Wilson close out.
There we go.
That wasn't bad.
That was good. That was a good one, Chad.
That was a good one.
That was a
Thank you.
Good
Thanks.
foray.
Really do have to. When you get to the later rounds, boy, it's tough. Boy, oy, oy. Once you get past the layups.
And it's like, oh, it's 5 years ago. I can't remember anything.
Yeah.
I think that was
Yeah.
almost harder.
Yeah.
Well, it was harder with the Flames because they weren't very good. You know,
No.
if they'd have been like a better team that you had picked for that one, I mean, maybe we might have done a little better with them. But
God, the next time I do this, I'm definitely picking Leland Irvin's only NHL game.
Once you said it,
You've
the week
got
in, I'm
to,
like,
man.
oh, it's fucking Leland Irving. You're like, nope. I'm like,
you've
God
got
damn it.
to, you've got to, Johnny. You thrown it out there. You said it. You got to now, brother.
No one will remember it.
Not even us. All right, Lyle. Well, is there anything else we missed before we get to opening night?
No. Let's just bring it on. Glad the preseason's done. All that shenanigans is done. It was great seeing everybody. Great seeing you, Jen. It's great seeing Sasky and Sean, and of course, you two guys together again in the studio. That's nice to see. Yeah.
This is Scotty's election picture.
Exactly. I will bring more taxes, believe you me.
But it'll pay for crab cakes.
It'll pay for crab cakes.
More taxes.
Everyone
less
gets
spending.
free crab cakes when they vote.
Scotty Waz 2020. We'll build that wall of crab cakes.
Yes.
There we go.
Okay.
All right, Lyle. It's been real fun. Thank you, buddy.
Enjoy tomorrow night, you guys.
It'll
Enjoy
be a
the
fun
rest.
one.
Enjoy the rest of your time in beautiful Maryland, there, Jen.
I'm not leaving.
Say good.
Well, I have an extra room.
That's a non-refundable ticket. You're going on that plane.
Today Scott was like, okay, so we did the Black Bears thing, and then we went to the library. He's like, is there anything else we need to do? I'm like, I want to go to the beach, and he's like,
No, we can't go to the beach. We got a show tonight.
I'm like, I don't care. I want to go to the beach.
Can you go tomorrow?
No, it's
Before the game?
And I already went to the beach. They went yesterday.
Oh, okay. We'll go
It was
again.
fun.
You can never get enough.
I'll take it at Sandy. I can take it to Sandy Point. That's what they
It costs just as much.
Is that right?
The name in itself says beach. There you go.
Exactly.
Well, true love is that I was collecting seashells and whatnot, and I showed up at he had the bag we were putting them in, and I had two like empty like pincer legs from crabs that I'd washed up on the beach. And I'm like, here, I'm taking these home. And he's just like, okay, put them in the bag.
I can't
true love
wait
right
until
there.
you get asked about those in security.
Right? Exactly. Man, what's the smell?
Sir, can you step out of the line, please? Sir,
I don't
can
know
you
this
step
woman.
into the room, please?
I'm not traveling with her.
All right, guys. See you next
All right.
week. Enjoy.
Bye, Lyle.
See ya, Lyle.
See you next week. There he goes. Lyle Richardson, SpectorsHockey.net at Spectors Hockey on Twitter. You can find all his stuff, including his stuff from the PEI Guard. Then I got and NHL, my NHL trade deadlines, I think, or trade.
Yeah. He's got all of his jobs back. I saw
all of his jobs back.
all the jobs.
All right, Johnny, shout outs.
I give a shout out to Scotty and Jen being in the studio, being fun, hanging out at my house. You know,
Kind of.
when every once in a while,
Yeah.
last night they showed up after I fell asleep. Granted, it was 8:45, but hey, neither here nor there.
Exactly.
I'm joking. It was probably like 9:15.
There you go.
So yeah,
Lady
shout out
Victoria.
to Stan and Barb who bought me dinner again.
Mhm.
Last time it was breakfast. This time it's dinner. They won't let me pay for anything. These people.
Maybe a lunch.
No, I guarantee you. No. Like, and here's the bad part was like, I was fully planning on like, hey, well, I'll at least pay for the tip. And I thought Stan was going to shank me. So I decided against it. Like, I was like, my perseverance right now is worth me $40.
He was yelling at people in the restaurant about their clothing. You know, you think,
Yeah. The Orioles won.
yeah, exactly. That was the weird part.
Give a shout out to the Deaths who
Mhm.
got us into an Orioles game and gave us a whole bunch of cool stuff.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to see them this weekend with more DuClaw beer showing up at my house.
No, they're at Comic-Con this weekend, aren't they?
That was last weekend.
No, that
That
was
New York Comic-Con. That's why
No,
Bailey can't see the cup.
Bailey's going to New York Comic Con this
by
weekend.
yourself?
Yeah. Death is coming here to drink and watch sports with Mark because it's Mark's day out.
Oh, that's right. It's Mark's Day Out.
Mark's day out.
It sounds like the title of a buddy comedy.
It's probably close. I
It's-
mean, it's actually probably the third one of Weekend at
I was
Bernie's.
going to say, it's Jonathan Silverman's starring role.
Yeah, and Michael Cera's probably in it as
Oh,
well.
sure, of course.
As
It's
the
like the movie Adults, but
Let-
better.
let me. You might have never heard this, but Michael Cera, he plays an angst teenager.
Whoa, that's a stretch.
But he's 28.
Like in the movie or in the
No, just in life.
in life? Okay.
No, actually, he's probably like 45 at this
I
point.
know,
Who
right?
knows, really?
Jesus.
Like, I feel like he was one of the people that like lied about his age. I'm sorry. We've gone on a tangent. I was giving shout outs. We ended up on Michael Cera. Like,
Danny-
you know what?
Danny Almonte.
The end of the day, I'm gonna give a shout out to Cole McClure, and I'm gonna give a shout out to Scott Pilgrim
Nice. That was a good movie.
for his quest against the world.
Michael Cera only 5'9".
I didn't say how tall he was. Trying to figure out how old he was.
All right, how old do you think he is?
Now or then?
Now, as we sit here on the day of
I'm
our
gonna
Lord,
say that Michael Cera is 32 years old.
Jen,
I'd say he's closer to your age, 35.
how dare you give my real age away? Johnny, you're the closest to, even though you went over 30.
30. I would have never thought
And
that.
shockingly, he resides in Brooklyn.
Oh.
Somebody once said that he looks like he accidentally backed onto a movie set and they gave him a part and he didn't know what to do, so he just went with it, and here he is now. And I feel like that's like painfully accurate.
That sounds
Well-
like every Judd Apatow movie.
Well, no, I mean he was fine right up until the point that he got that girl pregnant, the lesbian one.
Juno?
Yeah.
No, he meant Melissa Etheridge.
Oh. With Melissa Etheridge. Oh.
Yeah.
I missed her. Was she part of Little Fair?
Yeah, of course she was.
Figured as much.
Come on. You good?
Yeah. I probably went like way far on the shout outs. Like I had shout outs and I had them planned and then I started going off script.
Yeah, that works. It's fine.
And then Michael Cera came up and oh fucking hell.
We have said you're the Kanye of our show. So
Yeah.
Shout out to Johnny for housing us for the past couple of days. Or at least giving us a bed to sleep in. That's been fun. Ocean. Crab cakes.
Crab cakes.
Crab everything.
Crab everything.
Mussels.
You're not encouraging me to leave at this point.
Too bad. Kind of have to. Black Bears, Murray and Ryan and the gang of the Black Bears for letting us hang out. Go to one of their games. Go to MarylandBlackBears.com at Black Bears NAHL. So it's a good time.
Yeah, and they have a goalie who's what, 6'9"?
6'9".
Dude's huge.
6'10" with the afro.
6'9", 210.
Yeah, it's
He's
amazing.
19.
19 years old. He's committed to Maine, shockingly enough, the house of tall goaltenders.
Aren't they also Bears?
They are also Bears. Black Bears.
They're black.
It's
Hashtag.
Hashtag. I don't know if I got anything else. I think we're good.
I
Gonna be
love
fun.
this place.
So this place is fun.
Yes.
Gotta go back home though.
You guys can live at my house. I won't stay here.
We can live at Johnny's. Maybe we can get the basement in repair.
Yeah, but then at some point he'd be like, Jen, listen, the books are not like, they have to go.
We'd have to buy another house.
Buy one of the ones next door.
That's true. We probably could.
Yeah.
I did see some for sale the other. My Trula showed up like Glen Burnie thing. It's like, oh, it's right near Johnny's place. All right, that's it. That's all. For Jenny P, Jen HL History Girl, I'm Scotty Watts. Take care of yourself, and someone else has been Face Off Hockey Show on Face Off Hockey Show Media Faction, Blog Talk Radio /FOHS Radio, Twitter.com/FOHS Radio, Facebook.com/FOHS Radio, Patreon.com/Face Off Hockey Show. Yeah, help us help you, everybody. That's it. We're done. See you guys next time. Bye. Bye. Peace.
If there's a question, read between the lines. In an essence, we're killing all the signs, giving